two, one. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mission 2 of my series, Enclave Saves Christmas. Thank you all for joining us. For those of you that have seen episode 1, you ain't seen nothing yet. For those of you that haven't, this will be confusing. Go back and watch episode 1. We'll wait for you. Kidding. Moving on. I have three new players with me to tackle Mission 2. I will have them introduce themselves briefly and give a little background on their character. We shall start with Jules.
Oh, hello, I'm Jules. If you watch more of Robby's stuff, you might have seen me on the first episode of The Last Train. And yeah, I'm still relatively new to Enclave, which I don't know if it's really a thing to say given how much I've conduited and played, but time wise, let's put it that way. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll be looking forward to the mission.
And who are you playing today?
Oh yeah, I'm playing Valentine, a wanderer who has literally just stumbled through life and everything has worked out so far, so everything's gonna work out probably further along the lines. That's
Sounds good.
very much how she handles things.
Okay. Ori, introduce yourself and tell us about Caspian.
Hello, my name is Ori. I've been playing Enclave since April of this year, and I will be playing my Witchfinder Caspian, a ex-vampire hunter who probably should get his issues sorted out, but is he going to? Not really. We're gonna see how well this goes, I guess.
Excellent. And last but certainly not least, Roberta, introduce yourself and tell us about Magpie.
Oh, right. Hi there. I play Magpie, currently a level 4 Wanderer. Possibly will level up after this game, I think. She is an entertainer by background. It's not just who she is, it's what she is. A natural performer, let's say. Um, do you want physical characteristics?
We'll get to that
Or
in assembly. That'll do fine for now.
thank you.
Okay. For just a very brief summary of episode 1, uh, the Enclave base that is responsible for making sure winter festivals around Manifold go as planned in order to keep a balance of hope and despair in the multiverse was attacked by a band of trolls looking to take the key artifacts that allow this base to keep running. The previous team was able to save two of the four objectives, the Incarnadine fur robe and the office commander known as Wondermaker. That leaves two items that escaped. Mission 2 deals with the retrieval of one of them. Allow me to read you the mission statement. The hardy folk of Anhava live in small towns nestled in the great forest at the base of the Granite Mountains. Lately, a cluster of those towns have grown rich overnight with trade goods and luxuries unknown in these lands. Enclave HQ suspects the ELV factory core is the source of this sudden wealth. But getting through the townsfolk to the source of their good fortune will need a delicate touch. The mission objective is, of course, to retrieve the ELV core and take it to a place of safety where the Enclave can then send a full retrieval team to bring it back. I open the floor to
Um,
questions.
so I'm going to assume that this ELV core is some sort of machine that is capable of producing a wide range of goods, possibly even at the will of the operator
It is
or
a
operators.
it is a 4-foot cube of gray matter, and it was at the center of the giant manufacturing plant that is responsible for all the various toys and gifts that the representative of that base would bring out for winter celebrations. So everything you have just said, roughly true, though the exact nature and how it functions has not been given to you in full detail.
So we don't know a power source or how it generates these gifts.
That
What
is
kind of raw
correct.
material it takes.
That part
Right.
of the dossier has so many restricted symbols on it that it hurt your eyes to look at them all.
Any idea how much this thing weighs?
Well, it is a 4 foot cube of material, so relatively heavy, one would think, but the weight is also redacted. So
So it could be as heavy as say, a neutron star or as light as a helium balloon.
the one thing you do know is that presumably two trolls were able to rip it out of its machinery and run off with it. So it can be picked up and carried by beings of strength.
Of which there
Right.
are none in this group.
No. Sorry, I haven't got that stat yet.
Well,
We'll figure out a way to carry it where it has to go. Speaking of which, do we know where this safe place to put it is, and how far away from the town is it?
They have designated a spot about halfway between the town and the mountains where there is a known cave that's often
Okay,
used as a waypoint. Um,
okay,
that is the ideal place to take it to. In a pinch, though, anywhere you think is secure and unlikely to be undisturbed, they can make it work.
okay.
um, what is weather and time of day looking like here?
Weather is cold. It is the beginning of winter here. Biting winds, not actively snowing, but it has recently snowed. And there's about uh, 4 to 6 inches of snow on the ground. Insofar as time of day, you'll be porting in around mid morning.
Hmm. Well, one thing, transport wise,
Mm-hmm.
I would be tempted to do is try and get a massive amount of seasonal wrapping paper
Mm-hmm.
and make out that it's a gift and get other people to move it to the ideal location.
Yeah, how gullible are these like townsfolk?
Strangely enough,
How
the
gullible are
Enclave
they?
has not studied them well enough to rate their gullibility. Um,
Yeah.
what I
You're
Okay.
what
right.
I can tell you about them is that they are a hardy survivalist folk. They're out here living in the forest because the various great kingdoms of the world don't bother them out here. So they're very individualistic. They've got a pioneer outlook. Generally, not the kind of people that are taken for fools, but, they're also not the most sophisticated of people either.
So, what era are we talking about time wise?
I would
You know,
say, yeah, um, somewhere in around the 1700s. Uh, they haven't really developed all that much in the way gunpowder and such exists, but it's not common. So these people are still largely, working with spear, bow, axe, that sort of thing. Um,
Mhm.
some decent iron working, but that's about it.
so not very sophisticated.
Mm.
Um, as a fellow Enclave would ask, what's the acceptable level of, say, property stroke person damage?
At the moment, the townsfolk of Anhava have done nothing more guilty than accepting gifts. They really don't see a need for these people to be harmed. Um, and considering that they are almost certain that the core is not within the village itself, don't really see that there should be a need for widespread destruction on the townfolk. Now, as far as the uh, presumably the trolls and whoever else they have drafted into working with the ELV core, they're fair game. Be as violent as you want with them. It's almost
Yeah, violence
encouraged,
isn't.
really.
Yeah. Violence isn't Magpie's modus operandi, but
Mm-hmm.
things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, these trolls, do they conform to what, let's say, is classically known about trolls? Do they
Uh,
have the same weakness for sunlight?
they are trolls in the Icelandic tradition. Large, misshapen, gray furred creatures. They are intelligent. Unlike Tolkien trolls, they have no particular weakness to sunlight. Unlike D&D trolls, they do not have a particular weakness to fire. They are basically just large, strong, cunning creatures. Um, Somewhere between mischievous and murderous in their outlook on how they treat humanity.
Um, likelihood of us dying via troll.
Depends on how close you get to them.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe a level 1 character wasn't the best idea for this, but oh well.
Um, what is unknown at this point is how many would have come with the core. Um, there were about half a dozen that stormed the base, and approximately 4 out of those 6 were out of commission on some level by the end of the encounter. So,
Probably at least the two that ripped it out.
yes, it is also known that they come from a larger family. So it's
Oh,
also a question of
lovely.
were they able to gain reinforcements? Um,
Lovely.
Considering
I would.
where they do have some idea out of where these trolls are based, and it's not here. So if there are more than the two that stole the core, they would have had to be communicated and coordinated to this area.
Okay.
Right. Okay. They're not in uniform, are they? Just out of interest.
They do not tend to take human form. No.
Or uniform. I did ask whether they wear a
Oh, do
uniform
they
or
wear a
something.
uniform? No, no. They're well. They wear similar clothes of the time and place they come from, which is generally leathers and whatnot, but nothing as standardized as a uniform. You would look at them and say, yeah, they're probably all from the same place because they're all clothes have a similar manufacture, but they're not identical or anything.
Right. And where will we be deposited? Inside the village or
Just out,
closer to where?
just outside the village. Um,
Right.
while HQ is almost certain that the trolls themselves are based somewhere in the mountains, they have no idea where. And the best potential source of finding that out would be these townsmen that have, in some way, been interacting with them to receive these gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that they actually would receive gifts from trolls if they have the same mythology.
Mm-hmm.
Because surely it would be considered highly suspicious that trolls bearing gifts is almost like Trojans bearing gifts.
Something like that.
We could use that to our advantage. No. Yeah, make the villagers more suspicious and say, look, nothing's happened yet, but come on, these are trolls. They're not nice,
Okay.
are they?
Okay.
It's
They must.
maybe very likely that they're like trying the trolls are trying to gain like trust. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Any further
maybe the ELV.
questions? You seem to be moving to strategy, which is best done for assembly.
Yeah.
Are there any further
We'll do it for
questions? If
assembly.
not, I'll move us on.
Um. mm, Oh, oh, there's trolls here. I would say magic level, but there's trolls here, so I feel like you should assume from that, huh?
You can more or less think of it as fairy tale magic levels where magic exists, but it's usually, someone wanders off into the deep forest and finds it as opposed to they have wizards. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so it's the very ominous variety.
Hmm.
Okay.
Also, one of those
Mhm.
places where a lot of rituals that seem to come out of nowhere often actually have some sort of mystical purpose. So,
I see.
As we should seek the assistance of the local wise woman or wise man, if you get my drift.
mhm.
If we can persuade them to be on our side, we'd make our job a lot easier. Hmm.
Okay.
Figure things out once we're there.
Yeah.
All right. Then we shall
Yeah.
move to assembly.
Okay then.
You once again are summoned to the gray upon gray that is Enclave HQ. Your gray robed attendant, whose face you can never quite see, no matter what angle you try and look at them from, guides you unerringly in seemingly random directions, uh, turning left and right, taking you past myriads of rooms filled with colorful people, presumably being sent off on their own missions, until finally, by whatever logic guides them, they are able to point you each to a door and say, "This is your room, agents." When you go inside, you will find your traditional gray conference room, table, chairs, a notepad and pencil that nobody uses, and a sideboard full of all sorts of food and drink for people that want to take one last libation before going out on a mission. We shall go ahead and start with Magpie as the first to enter. Please describe your character physically and first actions.
Okay, Magpie is a woman of, let's say, indeterminate age, somewhere around late 20s, 30s. She's 5'10" in height, lithe build. She moves with the grace of a dancer because she can dance. She can also sing, plays a number of musical instruments, act. She's what would be termed as an all-round entertainer. Her most striking feature is her hair. It's mostly black, but that kind of special black that when sunlight or strong light hits it in just the right way, you think you can see hints of blue or purple in it. And slightly to the left of her foot of center is a white streak of hair. Her eyes are a violet color, and her skin is probably a little bit paler than you might think is healthy. And she's not conventionally attractive, but well, she's charismatic, so that sorts that problem out. And she's normally dressed in bright colourful clothes, but reasonably practical. Uh, she normally favours wearing dual colours.
Okay.
Will that do?
That'll do fine. Actions upon entering. You appear to be the first to arrive.
I take a look around, see that I'm the only person here at the moment. So I just make myself a cup of coffee and I will sit down and wait for whoever turns up.
Excellent. Caspian, you are next to arrive.
Alright. Um, Caspian is around 25 years old, um, and like 5'11". And the best way to describe him is he's, for lack of better terms, a twink. Um, with this rather pale skin, and he has this ashy blonde hair that's kind of tied up a bit in the back, and he wears this like this white shirt, long sleeve shirt with a vest, and like very much equipped for probably what would be the best terminology of northeastern climates. Um, I think that's good, right?
That's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, upon entering, he looks around, his eyes around, and he he walks over to Magpie. Oh, hello.
Oh, how do you do? Seems that I
Hi.
was first. Don't think we've worked together before, have we?
No, I am brand new to this.
Ew. Your first mission?
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah.
Oh, well, I've got a bit more experience than yourself, I must admit. My name's Magpie. I believe we're the same class. You're a wanderer?
No, a witchfinder.
You're a witch finder. Good.
Yes.
Uh, good heavens, I've been accused of being a witch on the odd occasion. I do hope you haven't found me.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not a witch. It's okay. My name's Caspian Galloway, and he extends a hand to you to shake.
How do you do? I will reciprocate.
And at this
Better than
point,
usual.
let's have Valentine enter.
Valentine is a rather tall woman, taller than both the others. It's just about 6 foot tall. Uh, she has very dark skin and in a very great contrast, purely white hair. That's almost like a bit chaotic, almost like not the bad hair kind of chaotic, but just standing in many directions. Her eyes are almost a piercing light green, and she has a monocle on her left eye that is of the same color. She has multiple piercings on ears, nose, and tongue, and she's entering with a leather jacket loosely slung over her shoulders, using a walking stick with her left hand. What you can also notice is that she has a belt and fanny pack on her that has so many different things on it. Just very random things, also, for a great part. And upon entering, she looks at the other two agents. Well, I'm the last for once, huh? Not usual, but I guess I did. I did walk a bit more slowly this time. Hi, I'm Valentine. Nice to meet you both.
There. I'm Magpie, and this apparently is Caspian.
Um,
Nice, nice. She would switch her walking stick to her right so she can give you both a handshake with her left hand before heading over and making herself a hot chocolate because might as well get into the Christmas spirit if we're already
Chocolate
saying it.
hot. A return of chocolate hot. Anyways.
A
Yep,
black,
interesting thing with that.
mhm,
So,
a gray robed
Yes.
figure detaches from the back wall. Or perhaps they were always there and you just didn't notice till this very moment. And it asks, Agents, is there anything you require before departure?
Maybe a good idea of what exactly, like, how we're gonna tackle this would be my fine idea, but just my opinion. Um, Caspian looks to the other two agents, to both Magpie and Valentine as he says that. By the way, um,
sounds
And
relatively easy enough. Just get in, convince the townspeople to give up their new fortune, and take it away and get back out. That's just
yeah,
four different things.
for you. Oh, okay. Um, okay.
yes, this is going to be a bit troublesome, I think. But we'll see.
The attendant moves to the back wall and presses keys on a gray keypad that was so flushed and camouflaged with the wall that even watching him press the buttons, it looks like he's just tapping his fingers on the wall. And three telepads in the back of the room flare into life. Whenever you are ready, agents. And the attendant leaves the room.
I
Um,
finish my coffee and head towards one of the pads.
Caspian's gonna start walking over to them and just kind of whoever's closest to him. Just, is this normal?
Oh, yes, it's perfectly normal. You might, well, this is your first mission. I should warn you, the process of being transported can leave you a bit discombobulated, let's say.
I'll probably be fine.
I almost threw up the first time I teleported as she
It,
finishes her hot chocolate.
it can't. Okay, okay, it can't. Uh, uh, it,
But it'll be fine. It'll be just fine. Don't worry too much about it.
Well, if you think you're at risk, perhaps you should help yourself to some ginger tea. Another Enclave agent absolutely swears by it.
okay, I'll be good. So, it can't be worse than dealing with vampires. Surely it can't. And he's gonna get onto the teleporter.
Very good.
Yeah, Valentine finishes and sets her mug down and heads on over to the third one.
Okay. The telepads glow brighter beneath you, and you experience the curious feeling of losing all sensation in your legs as they disappear, and yet you still they remain suspended in air. Your stomach starts to churn violently until it too disappears with a lingering memory of nausea. Your heartbeat is also stilled as your chest disappears. The effect finally reaches your eyes. Everything disappears in a rainbow swirl. And before you even come back to your senses uh, of sight, the first thing you feel is the cold. It is a brisk winter wind whipping powdery snow into your faces. Um, the scene around you, for all that it is frigid, it is beautiful. This is an old pine forest. Um, Snow on the branches, white and green as far as your eyes can see. The village is easily within sight of here. Um, in a clearing of the forest, smoke coming out of the chimneys. Considering the wind currently cutting through you, the village looks really inviting. Actions upon port in will start with Valentine.
Valentine will immediately properly put on her jacket.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second time I've been on a mission this cold, and it's just as bad as back then. Really not dressed for it, but I refuse to change my dressing, so after making sure she's not freezing but just
Mm-hmm.
cold, she will uh, take a bit of a closer look around, just
Mm-hmm.
scanning the surroundings if anything feels off right away.
Okay. Um, Let me take a look at your stats briefly. Um,
+1 sensory, +1 spirit.
mhm. Nothing seems particularly off to you. There are footprints in the snow, and from the way it's deeper on one side and less on the other, there clearly was a well established path through the forest that leads in and out of the village. Um, Not a lot of signs of recent traffic, but clearly a couple of people have gone out into the snow, uh,
Mm-hmm.
presumably to do whatever it is they do in the forest. Um, Birds. Well,
Do the
go ahead.
do the footprints look like human footprints, like shoes?
Yes, human boot prints,
Okay, okay,
and at least one uh, set of runners, like a sled.
okay.
Um, but yeah, nothing that's like, oh look, a troll walked through here. Nothing like that.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what she was looking.
yeah, forest sounds normal. It's pretty quiet, but it's winter. You kind of expect that. Um,
Yeah.
Magpie actions upon port in.
I take a good look round
Mm-hmm.
and I meant think that this looks something like you'd expect on a box of expensive Christmas biscuits.
It's a little more rustic than that, but yes.
And knowing that this is an Enclave adventure, I take a look up just to think, wonder, oh, good, we're not inside a snow globe.
No, not that you can tell. I mean, if you were, the glass would be
Um,
up so high it would be hard to figure out. But no, this feels like real snow to you.
so uh, I turn to my companion and say, well, I think the best thing to do is go and find the local public house. We need to listen into gossip.
Caspian, first actions on port in.
Um, yeah. Upon his pardon, he's probably gonna stumble back a little
Mm-hmm.
from teleporting in and probably fall on his ass in the snow. Admittedly, so. So
you,
yeah.
you have duly made a snow witch finder in the snow. Yes. Yeah.
uh, he kind of like after he kind of looks over to his other and just okay, I see what you mean now. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Uh,
Yes, it does get to you, doesn't it? Perhaps try the ginger tea next time.
Next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Valent-
Caspian's
Valent-
gonna like. Oops, sorry. Continue.
Valentine would just offer her walking stick if he wants to take it to get some help with getting back up.
Yeah, Caspian's gonna like. Caspian's gonna uh put his hand onto the walking stick to sit himself up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good. We're good.
Yeah.
Town,
And
right?
and of the three of you, Caspian is the most comfortable, for her watch coat is very much keeping out the chill wind.
Caspian's a man.
I will slip up with my pronouns, and I will apologize when it happens.
It's okay. It's completely okay. It's rather funny, Caspian's case.
So, as corrected, Caspian the dude will now walk towards the town. And the town looks to be about a dozen houses, all told. Log cabin style for most of it. Clearly, it is the time of whatever winter festival is celebrated here, as there are actual garlands of pine wreaths and things like that hung. Um, Mostly you're seeing, like, the simple decorations one might make from the nature around them, wreaths with holly berries and things along those lines. And then as you're looking more and more around the town, you start to see baubles of crystal. You see strings of mobile type things made of precious metals, catching the light like very expensive wind chimes. Just all these little things that even in a grand city would stand out, but finding them here is completely incongruous. Um, you were asking about a public house. There does not appear to be one as such. Um,
Oh,
most of these appear to be family homes. Uh, Nothing you would call a farmstead, but definitely a few with like pens for animals and things along those lines. Um, there is one building towards the center of the town that appears a bit larger than the others. That would be the closest you would pick out as perhaps a central meeting point for the town.
hmm. Okay. Well, I suppose in lieu of a public house, we'll head towards there.
Doesn't there have a sign or something of the sort on the outside?
None of the buildings have signs or labels. It's a
Hmm.
small enough town that everybody knows what buildings what.
Fair.
Has anybody noticed us?
There don't appear to be uh, many people out and about, presumably because of the cold. Um, you're hearing noises from behind some of the houses, an axe hitting wood, for example, and other sounds of, the kind of chores that have to be done even in this kind of weather. But no, at the moment, uh, no one is anywhere where they can see you.
I see. Hmm.
Okay. Oh,
So, what's it like inside this larger building?
okay. Well, you get to the doors, and just as you approach them, one of the doors opens, and a middle-aged man, you'd estimate in his 40s, so it's hard to tell because he is bundled from head to toe in in furs and leathers. Um, and once again, all of that looks homemade and local manufacture. And then you see like a scarf of silk underneath that on the throat, and bright buttons of some kind of a blue gemstone that he's just sort of affixed to the cuffs of his coat. And uh, sees the three of you and kind of, looks taken aback. And it's like, oh, travelers in this weather. Oh, you must come in at once and warm yourself. Please, and like
Thank you.
steps back and gestures you inside.
Thank you for the invitation.
Huh. I wouldn't
And she
leave
would
my
just
worst enemy out in weather like this.
she would just slip in
Hmm.
with right away.
So, um, the room that you enter as you come in, uh, the majority of the first floor of this building is just one large open room. Um, you can see where this there's a few established chairs clustered round the fire. There's also kind of I would call it a podium, but really it's just a large tree stump that has been placed next to the fire. But it's got that feeling of, okay, whoever's talking stands behind this. That kind of a thing for when there does have to be, meetings. Uh, from the number of uh, homes you saw out there, you expect you could probably get the whole village in here if necessary to talk something out, or if for whatever reason you needed to shelter in place altogether. At the moment, it's just a couple of uh, old ones by the fire. Clearly, again, looking elderly, gray-haired men and women. The women by the fire are sort of idly knitting something. Um, but again, there's where that weird duality comes in. They're all wrapped up in blankets, quilted, instead of the homespun leathers and such. Hold on a second. Here we go. Um, one of the ones who is knitting, instead of using the homespun kind of wool thread that the other is using, looks to be using some kind of fine yarn. Even dyed a deep red. Um, and the one who greeted you at the door uh, uh, follows you in instead of heading out. And it's like, oh, please, please. Moves over and drags a few more chairs in front of the fire. You must rest and warm yourselves. Have you eaten today?
We're fine, thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, it is our way. We could not leave people to fend for themselves in this place.
We
Uh,
have similar customs.
Yeah,
then
same here.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it is appreciated, though.
hospitality is
Absolutely.
paramount. What has you out in weather like this? It must be dire indeed for you to risk the paths of the forest after a snowstorm.
Dire is one way to put it. And she would take one of the chairs and sit on it backwards
Mm-hmm.
so that she can hang her jacket on it to face the fire and
Okay.
dry a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're in search of trolls. Not just any trolls, however.
His
These are
eyes narrow at that word, and you sense his demeanor shift immediately from the affable hospitality to being completely on his guard.
yes, these are special trolls. They're very gracious and not like their normal counterparts. We've been sent to contact them and ask if there is any way we can render assistance with their work.
Sent by who?
Well, I'm honestly not quite sure. We don't have a specific name to our client. We were just, yeah, just
I think
thought to go here.
Hmm.
I think the Enclave itself is the client, isn't it?
That
There's
is
a
the one.
section.
Uh, just asking for clarification. I believe Valentine was being cagey in character as opposed to forgetting out of character. Yes?
Oh,
Yes,
my apologies.
yes. She was not saying that it was the Enclave on purpose.
My apologies.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very good. Like the man that had greeted you in, like, well, I certainly wouldn't know of such things. Nothing but the folk of Anhava in our village. Though if there's been any sightings of strange creatures of the wilderness, our hunters would be the best to ask of that. They've gone off to see what easy tracking there might be in the snow, and we'll be back later in the day.
yes, it's must be difficult trying to keep the village fed in this weather.
Mm,
I just,
we
I
have had
just,
a fortunate harvest, I'm happy to say, of the few orchards that we tend, and the animals have been quite prolific of late. But yes, it's always a struggle in the winter, for all
Oh,
that
you
our stores are plentiful.
you do have fields here. Are you growing things like winter wheat?
Less winter wheat, more. As I said, the term I used was orchards. We have fruit trees, berry bushes,
Oh,
things that still manage to produce fruit even in the well, or as long into the winter as any plant does.
oh,
Um,
that's interesting.
Many jams, many preserves. Uh,
Yeah,
our crocks and jars will get us what we need to keep the village going.
yeah,
I'm glad you're doing so well.
Mm,
There are places that aren't so fortunate that we've passed through.
well, the towns around us are not necessarily as fortunate as us, but for all that we pride ourselves on our independence, we will not turn away our neighbors. What we have in abundance, we will trade for whatever they have available to offer. We will all survive the winter together.
that's the most important part. When do you think that your hunters will be back, roughly?
Oh, depends on how soon it takes them to find good quarry. Um, Could be as early as after the noonday, could be as late as the evening.
Okay, okay. And they're in the forest. And well
Hmm.
of the day, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But please, these places by the fire are for all. You are welcome to stay here in the warm. Uh, or if you must be out and about in the ice hunting for these trolls of yours, well, then I wish you the best of luck in finding them.
Uh, Thank you very much for that. We'll 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 discuss how we go about things.
Hmm. And he kind of doffs his little fur hat and goes back out the door as he was trying to do a few moments ago before he ran into you, leaving you with the old ones around the fire.
Okay.
Well, let's just sit here quietly and see if these we get any hints, any idea from casual conversation from the others that are in the room.
So none of the four around the fire initiate conversation. So for the time after he leaves, the only sounds in the room are the click clack of knitting needles and the occasional pop of wood from the fire.
I have a silly idea
Hmm.
that I want to run by you before actually doing it.
Okay.
Would it be possible for Valentine to like take out a pair of knitting needles and some yarn from her
Hmm.
satchel?
Absolutely.
Okay, then she will reach into, like, rummage through her belt
Hmm.
and fanny pack, and
Hmm.
once she finds her knitting needles and
Hmm.
yarn, she would get up and walk over to the group of elderly ladies and
Hmm.
sit down next to, like, right next to them, and lean over.
Hmm.
Okay, hold on. Camera sometimes doesn't want to work. Yeah, she would lean
Hmm.
over to the most nearby one and
Hmm.
hold out her things.
Hmm.
Hello, I've been trying to get into knitting lately, but it's been a bit difficult. I like all of the different patterns are just
Hmm.
a bit confusing in my hand. Could you help me out a bit?
And the lady you address does not respond right away until it has finished the end of the row of knitting she's currently on, where she ties it off and deftly plucks it with a pin and looks over. Oh, like so many things, getting started is always the worst part. She
Will
gestures with
you?
her hands. Give me your yarn. Give me your needles.
Okay. She'll hand them over and get a bit closer to
Mm-hmm.
both get closer just in general, but also
Mm-hmm.
seem more interested, more
Yeah.
genuinely interested.
She basically starts, and it's one of those things where I've seen my parents knit and others, and like getting that first row started out of nothing is always some sort of mystical magic that only established knitters know. Like they can do it, but it's like hard to explain it to people, and she just sort of does the first row for you out of nowhere. And now that you have that to hook onto, she's like, and then it's like this, and shows you how to make the little loops to connect on to what is already there, and passes it back to you to continue. She's basically just started the beginning of a scarf because that is keep going until you hit end of scarf, and then you're done. Yeah, so it's the perfect place to
Thank
start.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And you would take it back and like continue on from
Mm-hmm.
what was started.
Okay. And baseline skill, you're kind of like, all right, I got it, I messed up. Going back, how do I undo a stitch like this, dearie? And you start learning. You drop a stitch. You're like, oh, you just invented a new type of knot that we don't use. Let me show you how to cut that out. You know, um, all the mistakes a new knitter makes.
Yeah.
Um, um, but all she has to do is show it to you once, and you're like, oh, got it. You know, and she
Can
not.
I
Go ahead.
can I take out my fiddle and play something gentle that just might perhaps encourage people to feel more relaxed and perhaps a little more talkative?
Certainly.
Are you playing Carol of the Bells, the Home Alone variant?
So Magpie takes out her fiddle and begins to play. Um, all four of the old people by the fire just smile contentedly. Um, music is not a rare treat, but it's always welcome when somebody has the time to play. And, it's Well, it's hard to tell. The men may be swaying to the music. They may just sway like that normally. It's a little hard to tell. But in any case, they appear to be enjoying it. And the one that's been helping Valentine with her knitting is like, and so where have you three come from? I've not seen you visit our village before.
I'm going to let the others answer that because I'm concentrating mainly on A, playing and
Mm-hmm.
B, listening.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of the others are distracted currently
Mm-hmm.
with their own respective tasks.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Caspian's gonna back in the chair. Well, no, we haven't been through this particular area before. Um, we kind of go everywhere, to say.
Hmm.
No direct stop or start point.
Hmm. Ah, rovers then. Well, even amongst us folk that pride ourselves on freedom, some need to be more free still. She shakes her head that clearly says, foolish youth with that stupid belief, but Uh,
Mm. Yeah, Caspian's just kind of nods, and he's probably gonna sit back in his chair and probably use the his
mhm.
captain. How do you read that? It's
Capotane.
called Capitain, which is admittedly probably more so skinned as like a fedora of some form.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he kind of just pulls it over to his head and over his eyes. Um, just seemingly just trying to rest his eyes, but
Hmm.
also just in case.
Hmm.
Yeah, just to have it at the ready.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Um, it's at this point that one of the old men by the fire, and he's kind of been. At first, you thought he was like staring at you the whole time you were here, and then you came to realize it's like no, No, his eyesight is that bad. He kind of stares at everything, trying to get any bit of the world to come into focus. Um, but after one of those squint and stares, he finally observes, "Not really dressed for the weather, are you?"
Who said that was funny?
Um, yeah. Yes, it's unfortunate. We were with a larger party and there was an accident. They didn't make it, but they took our usual supplies with them. And that's why we're not as well dressed as we should be. We travel, and I'm a collector of stories.
The other man suddenly lurches to life. "I have stories!" And proceeds to launch into a 10-minute ramble of, without any exaggeration, the most boring story you have ever heard in your life. And to this day, you're still not sure what it was about. Just that you are trapped for 10 minutes listening to this man.
Oh, it happens.
Hold on, there's a very certain thing I'm thinking of. One second. I have to remember what it was.
Magpie just acts very politely as if, and nods wisely as if she knows what he's talking about, even though she doesn't have a clue.
And
Hey, you gotta be polite about it.
any of you with one spirit can read off all three of the other people. Ah, God, not this story again. And are kind of staring, like just are giving Magpie the look of, "See what you've done." Uh,
Can I give him a look like I didn't know?
and comes to the end of his story, and seems like finally like stops and takes a breath, and immediately the man next to him cuts him off. "Give someone else a turn, Ivan." And kind of dejectedly, he closes his mouth and falls silent again. The elderly lady that's been helping you knit, "You have to forgive him. He knows one story and just keeps retelling it."
It's all right. Uh, I've had a lot of stories too, and that's not the worst one. So,
She pets
trying
your
to be
hand. "There's no
polite.
need to be kind, dear. We know." There's
It's that bad. Oh.
but the other man that told Ivan to shut up, it's like, "Did I hear you right that you're interested in trolls?"
Yes, we've been tracking rumours of these special trolls for quite a while now.
We've heard of their hospitality and we want to help out, really.
They say troll hunting's a terminal pastime.
In the end,
Well,
isn't every pastime terminal?
well,
You hear that, Myra? Your knitting's gonna kill you someday.
if I had ever let that to stop me, then I would not be where I am now. There's been a lot of things that I've done in my life that should have killed me, but I'm still here.
I'm actually rather used to hunting things, so this isn't tracking. So this is
I
rather normal.
Ivan pipes up again. These modern fripperies aren't going to do us any good. Stick to the old ways, that's what I say. The other lady who's knitting, but with the fine yarn? You have no idea what you're talking about, Ivan. This stuff is great. I could have never expected to see this in a month of Sundays. And like,
Yes, that is indeed very nice looking yarn. What did you use to get such a wonderful colour?
oh, I know not how it was made. It was a gift. I woke up one morning, and there it was by my bedside.
I hope you get to thank the giver of that gift.
Hmm. We all do. This sudden spate of generosity. I mean, at first I thought it was from my son or one of my grandchildren. Surely somebody had countered a roving peddler or tinker or something. But no, small gifts all over the town, and nobody claims that it's them who put them there. I I think we may have a domovoi. That's what I think. That finally our offerings to the forest have been answered.
Ah, I see. Well, long may they continue to bless you.
Hmm. So long as we keep out our kindnesses for them, I have no doubt it shall.
Hmm.
Ivan's still grumbling, but he's not going to say anything out loud.
I'll give the others a look to try and indicate that perhaps we should be looking into where they're placing these gifts, and perhaps we could uh, hide ourselves and see if somebody takes these offerings, because they're not likely to put out offerings that are not being taken. Admittedly, it could be just the wildlife, but it might be a clue, as they're not having any, um, seemingly not having any direct contact with these trolls.
Um,
Or,
oops, sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Ori.
Yeah, Caspian was gonna like look his from his eyes to
Mm.
Magpie from below the rim of his cat. cat
Cat.
I still can't pronounce it. Hat.
Your
I'm calling it a
conspiracy
hat.
hat. Yes.
My silly hat. My silly Perry the Platypus fedora. Yeah, yeah, we'll call it that. Yeah. He gives them a for lack of a look of understanding. And are there any windows close nearby to me that I could peer out from? Or any windows at all?
No windows at all. Uh, as I say, it's a log cabin structure. Uh, Glass making is not a skill, and nobody's going to haul glass all the way this far out into a forest.
Fair
So,
enough.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
At Magpie's look, Valentine is just gonna turn over to the very helpful woman who's
mm-hmm,
been helping her knit
mm-hmm.
and just say, so since we're not from around here, what kind of offerings do you leave to the Domovai? A Domovai?
And Domovoy, she actually clicks her
Mm-hmm.
tongue. Oh, don't pay any mind to Vasila. She's always spent more time in the old stories than the here and now. But if you must know, it's little cakes, dishes of cream, basically food offerings so that the spirit of your house, bah, she's been leaving them out for
I
years.
see.
This is the first time anything's ever happened. I don't leave out anything, and I got, and she like dips into a pocket, and a brass bracelet comes up, and it's like,
See,
who would have loved this in my courting days? What good is it to me now? Just kind of drops it
that
into drops it into your
that is
hand.
the
This this should go to somebody with some life in them yet.
oh uh thank you. I is there an is there anything you would want? I may have something in return for this gift from my travel days.
She pats your hand again. There are many things I want, dearie, but you won't find them in that satchel.
I see. That makes sense, yes. Well, thank you for the bracelet and for teaching me how to knit. I was genuinely stuck.
Anytime, anytime. Passing on what I know is all I have to do these days.
That makes sense. That well, she just kind of thinks for a moment.
Mhm.
If I do ever get to return the favor, I definitely will.
That's very kind of you.
Of course. Uh, if like, I'd rather have a cascade of kind people than the opposite.
Well said. Well said. And she kind of looks over. Be careful of Hans, the one who brought you in.
Okay,
He seems to have received more than most from our mysterious gift givers.
I see. I'll keep that in mind.
He's always been a greedy one, that one.
Greed is an awful thing.
No place
Well,
for it in a town like this.
oh, definitely not. That would lead to the downfall of everyone. Seen it happen myself.
If I may try, if I may,
Go ahead.
this would be in hearing. This is in hearing distance, right?
Oh, yeah, you're all pretty much talking around the fire. No one's being particularly quiet.
Yeah. That'll be what we call in the business an elite gamer reference. Yeah, Caspian kind of perks up to into that conversation, just
Mm-hmm.
sort of like the story of King Midas would read. He
Um,
Well,
had it, and his people suffered for it.
I certainly know a king who was greedy.
I know countless
His
people
name wasn't
who are.
Midas though.
yeah, the name Midas does not seem to ring any bells amongst the villagers here either, but they all nod at the moral of greed is bad. That's a general agreement from everybody in the room. Uh,
Yeah. Uh, uh,
Hmm.
no one knew more greedy people than I can count for, and it's unfortunate for a sim like that. But alas, that is just my thought.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I think perhaps I should excuse myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see if I can try and find Hans, see what he's up to.
Okay.
But I want to be stealthy about it.
Okay. So you put away your fiddle, and almost as though this is planned, like all four of the old ones by the fire just sort of sigh wistfully as the music stops.
I'm
Uh,
sorry, my fingers are cramping a little. I just need to take a bit of air. I won't be long.
uh, the one that was helping Valentine knit calls out, "Take my cloak, dear. It's on the third peg as you're going out."
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Um, if I may,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Caspian's gonna look over to Magpie and ask, "May I accompany you?" And he kind of sits up from his chair, given it's so maybe not the best to accompany by yourself, or to go alone. At least, if you'll let me.
So, taking the offered cloak,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to excuse myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to look on the ground first off to see if I can
Okay.
see Hans's footprints
Okay.
in the snow.
Before we address that, uh, Caspian just asked Magpie if he can go with her when he saw her starting to leave. What is your answer to that?
Um, uh, hmm. Yes, if you wish, but see if someone will offer you a cloak first.
I'll be okay. I'm rather accustomed to this type of weather, I suppose.
Very well, if you're sure.
Caspian stands up
So,
and walks over.
Okay. And before I continue with you two, Valentine, are you staying or going? Or going elsewhere? Also an option.
So it is just this room in this building, or is there like a second floor?
From the outside, there is definitely a second floor.
Mm-hmm.
You do not see a way up from here, but there are a few openings leading, presumably, to other rooms on the ground floor. Uh,
Okay. Um, Before just going around, she'll
mm,
first like she'll finish her row.
mm,
She'll start the next one and
mm,
make 3 loops so
mm,
that she doesn't have to start when she continues.
right.
And she would carefully put both her knitting
Mm,
needles and the bracelet and the yarn back
mm,
into her satchel before like, asking into the room basically.
mm.
Um, what's in the other rooms in like on this floor and in general?
Oh,
Cause
that's where uh, the mayor has his offices,
oh, is he in red? Are they in red now?
and they shake their heads no. Hans is the mayor, and you just saw him
Oh,
leave.
oh, that not now it makes sense why he would be walking out of here. Um, well, do you think he would mind if if I took a look around?
Uh, Myra kind of looks down the row of the other three and looks back at you. I don't know if he'd be all right with it or not, but I don't think any of us saw anything. And she grins
All
at
right.
you.
Valentine will give a very like almost also like a grin back and
Hmm.
just all right, and just start like head off to the most
Okay.
important looking door if there is any visual difference.
Okay. I will cut back to the other two, and then we'll come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Ori and Hans. Sorry, Ori and Hans. Ori and Magpie. Caspian and Magpie. Let's get everything correct. Okay. Caspian and Magpie step out the door. As you can tell, I'm a professional. Okay. So, um, you open the doors, you step out into the town square. Um, there are not, well, the tracks in the snow are fairly easy to read. Obviously, it's muddled right outside the door. Everybody's been stepping there. You see your own tracks leading up. Um, and then heading down from here, you see what you presume to be Hans's boots. Um, in fact, they takes a moment for you to figure it out, but they're actually kind of distinct. Um, he's wearing boots with a tailored heel to them. And so instead of just like the flat boot print you would expect, it's actually got, the front of the foot, a small gap, and then the slight heel at the back, as though he's wearing some fancy city boots. So, yeah, until you get to some spots where multiple feet have been over it, it's relatively easy to pick his tracks out where you find them. Is the idea to see where he's heading?
Yes.
Okay.
I
Uh,
want to. I want, but stealthily.
mhm. Well, at the moment, there is nobody out in the town square to be stealthy about. Um, and you don't have to worry about people peering at you out of windows. There aren't any. So, um, you are able to track the footsteps first to the village well. And there, you lose his boot prints for a while in a tangle of other people. Because clearly people still have to come out to the well for water. And so there's a lot of footsteps coming from the homes to the well and back. Uh, but after kind of looking around the well, eventually you're able to pick up his boot prints again because they're so distinct. And they appear to be heading uh, out of the village on the opposite direction of the path that you came in. So you came into the village center. He's going out the other side, the road that leads vaguely in the direction of the mountains.
I see. Well, he's the biggest. He's the only lead we've got. So can we sort of follow the trail, but
Mm-hmm.
try to do it? Take as much opportunity to get cover as we can. So we wouldn't be actually on the road, but walking beside the road, so to speak.
Well, beside the road is currently covered in about 4 inches of snow. So, unless your plan is to literally tunnel through the snowdrifts, any path you break through it is going to be potentially more obvious than walking along the road. Uh,
Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. Understanding that, perhaps we can.
the only way to really be stealthily from the road would be to get far enough into the forest that the trees are screening you. But then,
Mm,
you wouldn't be able to see much of the road itself, but you could go parallel to it. Would be the best you could manage.
Okay, well, we'll go parallel to the tracks, but I might break off a branch
Mm-hmm.
from a bush or a tree
Mm-hmm.
and sort of, uh, I'll let Caspian lead, uh, and I will sort of drag the branch behind me so
Okay.
we're obscuring any of our tracks.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
That kind of a. You're looking for one with a big pine needle, so you can try and swipe it clean as you're going behind
Yes.
you. Okay, gotcha. Um, Tricky in this deepest snow, but you can make some progress. Caspian, you've been volunteered to lead. Where are you headed?
Uh, there's like evident tracks from what I understand where it could
Yeah,
assumably
on the
possibly.
road itself, there are tracks to follow. The special boots that you are ascribing to Hans, and there are a few other tracks heading in this direction. The more standard boots, and again, at least one pair of sled tracks going in this direction.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
so the question is, Magpie is setting up for you to go a bit of the way into the forest and traveling that way so that you're not in sight of the road. Is that what you are doing, or do you prefer
Yeah.
to travel? Okay,
Yeah. We'll do
so
that. I'll
yeah,
do that.
okay.
I will also, as I'm doing so, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
pull. Catherine's gonna pull his watch coat
Mm-hmm.
up more,
Right,
which provides good environmental and magical protection.
right.
And one other silly thing, and I also probably should have put the stuff down for
Mm-hmm.
Tundra in the forum, but I'll do that in a bit.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
so
think there are other stuff
so
going
so
too.
again, the weather's not really bothering Caspian much. Magpie's doing better with this cloak around her now, but still pretty chilly out here. It's clear the old lady pretty much bundled up to the level of I'm going from house to house. This would not be her let's traipse into the 4 foot snow weather gear that she would have suggested to a person. Um, all right, gonna cut back to Valentine. Uh, you head through the door that Myra kind of nodded you through. And I say door, there's no door there. There's an archway that you can step forward into. Um, but it's fairly obvious there is, once you get out there, there's a narrow corridor and a stairwell leading up.
Then up we go.
Okay. Up the stairs, no one. You're not hearing anything as you're heading up.
Hmm.
You get to the top, and there is clearly somebody went to some trouble to pay somebody for a very fancy door. Where everything else has been kind of, again, rough homespun. This one, it's polished, it's carved a little bit. The handle on it is of brass. Um, the door screams, "Hello, important door." Um, and while there are a few other rooms and such up on this level, uh, if this one isn't Hans's office, you'll eat your satchel. Uh,
Uh, yeah. In that case, she'll walk over to the door, trying to be as quiet as possible
mm-hmm,
in this situation,
mm-hmm,
and also like you know hold her hand to her ear,
mm-hmm.
like hear if there's any noise coming from behind that door that would indicate that there's a person inside.
No, you're not hearing anything beyond the door.
Okay, then we try knocking on the door.
Tunk, tunk, tunk. No response.
Okay, then we try opening it.
Locked.
Of course it would be. Okay, in that case, she'll quickly look around, like look into the other rooms if
Mm-hmm.
there's And probably not, but if there are any
Mm,
windows or any way to
mm,
go get to the outside.
okay. Um, as you are moving down the hallway, there's this little uh, looks like a basically a pottery urn kind of a thing, and it's got some dried plants in it. It's clearly there to be kind of decorative. And as you're walking down, you press it with your foot accidentally and like shift it, and you look down, and there's a key under the vase.
Well, that I should have seen that coming, and that makes it a lot easier. The secret second key under the most nearby thing of the door.
For Hans is a clever man. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Uh, she'll pick it up, like holding back her laughter because, who boy, the amount of times she's seen this, she honestly should have just done that in the first place. And
Yeah.
she'll try to unlock the door with it.
Yeah, you and your 5 luck go over with the key, and click, click, and the door opens perfectly. Uh, the room
All right.
inside is, again, the desk fairly elaborately carved. It's got the brass fittings. It's Hans clearly has a high sense of his own importance. Um, and there are
All the brain
just
cells went to all the brain cells went to decoration and not to security.
well, to be fair, he's usually protecting it from grandma downstairs. He's
Fair.
so um so uh the first thing that you note is that Hans is apparently literate and that he actually has some ledgers and records, and a, a quick flip through that. It's largely okay. And Farmer Brown had 6 sheep this year. That kind of just like accounting of the village, and
Mm-hmm.
you know a little bit of math of like, okay, if we took in this much and we pickled this and we have this many people and that equals we survived the winter. Like he's done some back of the envelope calculations to go, yeah, I think we're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but beyond that, what catches your eye more immediately is, again, it's kind of like, okay, where would I hide stuff in here that no one would find? Oh, it's behind the desk. That kind of a. He has once again picked the second most obvious hiding place, and uh, just all of this random stuff is just kind of stashed all over the office, and
Mm-hmm.
it's similar to the random things that you've seen all around the village. Um, again, various jewelry pieces, things made of glass and crystal,
Mm-hmm.
yarns and fabrics, fine new tools. And they're just kind of
Okay.
either haphazardly, hung here and there, or like a few things are like lovingly ensconced in the places where people will see them and recognize how important Hans is, you know, that kind of thing. But
Mm-hmm.
um, and it's quite clear that well, I'm not even gonna do the speculation thing. You're just finding a lot of stuff in here, um,
Yeah.
and enough of it that it's like it's apparently either piling it up or he's hoarding it. You're not quite sure which.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. So probably he and some of the other ones are getting it from the trolls, he keeping it
mm,
here and then distributing it.
mhm.
Would be her guess of
That
how
is
they
a
do these things.
reasonable read of what you're seeing here. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this is either Hans getting so much stuff that he can't get rid of it stealthily enough, or this is Hans going, okay, 4 for me, 1 for you. Yes. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, that will be stashed away in the Mind Palace.
Hmm. Okay. I will
And
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, after like that and like a brief glance around,
Hmm.
if she hasn't missed anything important, she would
Hmm.
return downstairs so that she doesn't spend too much time in the office.
Okay. Yeah. Get out, close it back up, slip the key back under the vase. Uh, and yeah, so I was going to cut back to Caspian and Magpie, but I see that Ori has said, I'll be away from the keyboard for a sec. So, unfortunate timing there. Uh, but I'll cut back to Magpie anyway, and we can catch Ori up when she gets here. Uh, so
Okay. Well,
so mhm,
basically, I'm assuming that with Caspian in the lead, we are still following the tracks and
exactly.
hoping against hope that we can make it to the end of the trail
Mhm.
before either of us get frozen stiff, let's say.
Pretty much, yeah. Now, I mean, the issue, of course, is that when we say following the trail, you are, of course, a ways into the forest. You cannot actually see the tracks that are on the road from where you are. So, what you are really doing is just kind of going in the parallel direction to the road, hoping that uh, if your quarry does diverge from the road, it's happening on the side you're on, or that perhaps you'll
Taken
hear
out a
him,
torch.
or something along those lines.
I would have taken out a torch from my satchel.
Okay.
Uh, one of these
Hmm.
reasonably modern, high-powered things
Okay.
that can operate either on batteries or, as necessary, have a wind-up crank.
Yep.
Um,
I'm fine with that out of
we
your satchel. Hmm.
because as we're
Hmm.
not near any of the
Hmm.
populace, it's not something that we have to hide.
Absolutely.
Apparently on our own here,
Hmm.
so we can throw a minor bit of caution to the wind, but
Hmm. Yeah.
she's still keeping an eye out if
Hmm.
people to make sure that if there's anybody around, she can
Hmm.
just sort of cover it and stash it
Hmm.
back in in case. But yeah,
Hmm.
should provide enough light for us to be able to
Hmm.
follow the tracks without
Well,
too much
okay.
difficulty.
Yeah, no, it's not a lack of light. What I'm trying to get at is you stated you went off the road into the forest so that anybody on the road couldn't see you. By definition,
Yes.
that means you can't see the road. So you're not following his boot tracks anymore. You're just paralleling the road,
Ah, right. My
assuming that you are
apologies.
still going in the same direction as your quarry. Now, if you have some way to try and peek through the trees on occasion, or if you want to try and creep closer but still remain. Basically, the closer you get to the tracks, the harder it is it's going to be stealthy about it. So you gotta, tell me where's your risk reward ratio on that one? How close do you want to get?
Well, as we, as long as there's no one that we can see or hear,
Hmm.
um, we can sort of basically get back on the trail and
Hmm.
follow the actual trail.
Okay.
Um, we can dodge away if we hear anything.
Okay. Sounds good. So, just checking. Ori, are we back yet? Are you still gone? Still gone. Okay. For the moment, I am going to claim that the witch hunter has used her ability to fade into the shadows so that she's not here, but she's here. Or I should say, he's here. Um,
Yeah.
so, moving along. Okay. So, after some time kind of moving through the forest, you cut back to the trail because you're not hearing all that much. You get back onto the main road, same as before. You're seeing his strange boot prints. You're seeing some older prints of like the standard boot that you've been seeing in this area, and the sled tracks. You follow the trail backwards for towards the mountains for a little longer. The sled tracks and the regular pair of boots now go off to the side, and you can pick up the faint sound of an axe hitting wood.
Right.
So the boots of your quarry continue down the road towards the mountains.
We'll follow the quarry boots, but I will sort of partly cover my torch
Mm-hmm.
so that it's you can't see any light from the side that the noise of wood cutting
Mm-hmm.
is coming from.
Sounds good. Just to catch you up, Ori, you've continued your way down the passageways, down the path rather. You've moved from the forest more to the path to try and get a better look at the tracks, and found that the one of them is apparently a woodcutter that has diverged to go off into the woods to find suitable trees. Their quarries continued forward. Um,
No,
uh,
those weren't the boots we were following. The boots we were
yeah, the
following.
boots you're following are not the ones that went into the forest. This is
Okay,
another
right.
pair of tracks.
I have I have a thing I do want to do.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Um, I would like to use one of my class abilities.
Uh huh.
How do I pronounce this? Uh,
Omiori.
I Omiori. Yes. And I want to try to sense the negative emotion of greed.
Ah.
That would count as a negative emotion, right? So,
Yeah, I will say that counts.
yeah.
Okay. So, you take a deep sniff of the air, and yeah, it hits your nostrils hard. Um, it is a rank smell, and very strong, very much on the line of your quarry. Um, because it is low range, um, at about the edge of where you can smell things, it of course sort of peters out. Um, but yeah, you are definitely on the right track. And do you want to try and like keep this up as you're going and as you're tracking, or is this little spot check that you're on the right track good enough?
It's low essence, low cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could probably keep it up after a little bit.
Okay. So if you want to just keep refreshing this as you're going along, I will assume that is the case.
Yes, for a few times. Very
Okay.
few times.
Okay.
I'm going to observe what Caspian
Mhm.
appears to be doing, and at first, because she's not worked with this class before,
Mhm.
she's going to ask, are you all right, or are you doing something?
Caspian's gonna turn his head to him. trying to figure out exactly if we're truly on the right path to say. Let's just say greed smells of a pungent scent.
You can smell greed?
Um, I can sense it, or well, not greed particularly. It is odd to describe. I'm pretty good at tracking down like magic types of magic or negative emotion, and sins are technically negative emotion. Therefore, it's greed.
Okay, I will take your word for it. I hope you're not smelling it from me.
No, 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 you're good. It's from the path ahead. We're going on the right path. We're going on the right path. It's not from you.
Okay.
That's
Um,
great. I mean,
okay.
one always is a little bit wary, let's say. The let's put it this way: the people that we now work for does compensate us rather well, and I get, although my motives for joining were because I was told that I could do more for people being a member than I could just being an entertainer. Well, sometimes I worry, that perhaps I'm seeking things for myself rather than the benefit of others.
Hmm.
That's fair to worry about. I
Yeah.
mean,
The
everyone has their own motive.
like on that note, um, the aura you get off of Magpie is very very faint, and your suspicion is that it's just her nature as a wanderer to collect things. It's not really greed, which is why it's just that very very faint tinge.
I do collect useful things or things I think might be useful.
Fair enough. Yeah, Caspian, look, yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
I can assure you, greed doesn't radiate off you. Not as much as you might think.
So, um, you continue following the tracks. You get a little ways down the road, and the tracks stop as though he got to this point in the road and vanished.
What about the trail of greed that was left? Like the
Hmm.
sense of emotion?
So you kick that off. Very strong smell again. Wafts directly from the left side of the path going into the forest. But
Hmm.
looking over there, the snow is unbroken.
Hmm. Caspian's gonna look over to Magpie. Then he's gonna gesture over to the left side of him. One of the tracks stopped.
You've We appear to have lost the obvious trail, haven't we?
Yeah, but the much more metaphorical one leads on stronger. And he looks his head over to the left side of him, where the scent is coming from.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave you two there for the moment and go back to Valentine. So you have
Mm-hmm.
put together the mayor's office as best as you left it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other rooms on this floor seem to be more in the nature of storage than anything else.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and one or two that look like spare bedrooms that no one's ever used in quite some time. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that's about it. Um, so back downstairs, something else.
Um, I think back downstairs,
Okay.
you're sitting down by the fire again
Mm-hmm.
and taking out her map
Mm-hmm.
just to get a feel of how things look mostly nearby the village,
Okay.
because, tiny village.
Yep. Um, you get again a good map. Um, shows the 12 or so houses,
Mm-hmm.
and the uh, the names that go with some of them. Um,
Okay.
looking outside the village, again, mostly like one main road that goes in
Mm-hmm.
and out of the village. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but there's also kind of around the base of the mountain, like almost like a road that, if it went all the way, would encircle the mountain. And
Okay.
those have like arrows pointing off, like saying to town B this way, to town C that way, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, of
Mm-hmm.
course, the path that's leading directly into the mountains. Um,
Mm-hmm.
beyond that, uh, in the forest itself, you actually see like some of the prominent game trails. You see where uh, the spots of the forest where they have either actually turned them into true orchards by planting their own types of trees, or places where they were growing wild and they're now actively encouraging those trees to take over that part of the forest. But either way, it's where they're getting all their fruits from. And
Mm-hmm.
a few places again, like there are a few streams nearby, um, some marked for good fishing and that sort of
Okay.
thing. Mainly, some smaller streams and rivers coming down from the mountain, but in this area at least, they're small. Uh, nothing that's really a true, river that we'd be needing bridges or something to get across it. Um,
Okay. Okay.
and at the very edges of what your map's currently showing you, it does mark. Well, first off, you see the cave location in the foothills of the mountains, which is where you're supposed to
Mm-hmm.
bring the core afterwards. And there
Mm-hmm.
is a spot marked up in the mountains that is marked quarry.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Does it look like the path that leads into the mountain could reasonably lead to the quarry?
There's a branching path off that main path. Yes.
Okay. Okay. In that case, she'll consider the map and
Mm-hmm.
take a few closer looks at it.
Mm-hmm.
And given what she has heard from how the last mission went and
Mm-hmm.
how things were there, and what
Mm-hmm.
she's now found out at the mayor's office,
Mm-hmm.
she would she would consider the likelihood of, well, Hans just left.
Mm-hmm.
How likely is it that he's actually like up there right at the moment with the trolls, and wanting to use that as the paired action for fork in the road?
Ah. Okay. So is the general idea, uh, what will you find if you follow Hans? Is that the branch you're trying to investigate?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Um, you sink into your vision and you see the flash before you. Um, you see the path through the forest. Um, you see again, almost like you were the other two. You see yourself following those boot prints. Um, you see the prints end the break into the snow. You then oddly see yourself walking, climbing along the trees. It's hard to you just you get the clear impression of moving atop the trees somehow, but it's still
Mhm.
unclear to you how you're actually moving. And the last thing you see is Hans speaking to a gray troll.
Okay.
The odd thing though, that glimpse you get of the troll, you find him rather likable.
Okay.
There's something, there's just an oafish charm to the face that even with that single glance you just find strangely appealing.
Hmm. Okay.
And then your vision ends.
Well, she'll take a few seconds to reposition herself in the present,
Hmm.
like blinking a few times before letting out not quite a sigh, like a
Hmm.
sigh, but
Hmm.
not like of relief or
Hmm.
like non-deterministic emotion. Okay, well, and after that, she would just grab her jacket
Hmm.
that's hopefully at least somewhat dry by now,
Hmm.
uh, put it on, and uh, say towards the elderly people,
Hmm.
assuming they're all still
They're all
awake
still
and
there, yeah.
doing things. Well, I think I'll be catching up with my two friends then. It
Well,
was nice to meet and talk with all of you.
good hunting.
Thank you. And then she would start heading out and heading down that path in the
Okay.
forest. Or
Uh, so
well,
as you know, your companions have quite a bit of a head start on you.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, of course,
so
obviously.
are you hurrying? Are you doing something to try and make up the gap?
I mean, she's going to hurry as much as she can,
Hmm.
given that it's freezing outside.
Hmm.
So, n- not really hurrying that fast, but
Hmm.
like more like power walking, basically.
Gotcha. Um, as you're uh, as you get to the door, um, you hear uh, Myra call you back, and she says, "You're in a hurry now, aren't you?
A bit, yeah.
Go to the last house on the village leading towards the mountain. Ask for my grandson. He'll
Okay,
get you there faster. Tell him
okay.
I sent you."
Will do. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Then we power walk to the last house.
Hmm.
And
And
I don't know if that was audible, but
no, I heard you.
okay.
Um, yeah, when you get there, um, the reason you were sent there becomes immediately obvious because what you are hearing from the back is the excited barks of dogs.
She'll walk on over to the back
Hmm.
because she loves animals, and somehow there have been animals on most of her missions.
Hmm. There is a young man there who is in the process of hitching up six very strong looking dogs to a sled.
Hmm. She'll give him a wave and call, are you Myra's grandson, perhaps?
I am. What can I do you for, stranger?
Oh, I'm Valentine. I would want your help with getting uh, closer to the mountains quicker. Myra sent me. She said that you could help me get there faster.
Gotta give the dogs their exercise. I was heading that way anyway. Hop on back.
All right. And she'll hop on, and if there is any way to, like, if there's something to hold on to, she'll
Yeah,
do her best.
the sled has little, hand rails almost on the back where you can
Mm-hmm.
grab onto. It's clearly meant
Yep.
to hold a couple of people or one
Okay.
person and a bunch of cargo. So you're
Mm-hmm.
able to get into a good position. Um, the uh, uh, the dogs are like ready to go. Like at this point, the hard part is keeping the sleigh from moving. You know, as and finally the boy just gives the command, yeah, and all six dogs just go off at a coordinated run. He barely and you barely have to do anything but hang on. The dogs just take off down the path, obliterating every bit of track behind you. But you don't really need those anymore, now do you? Anyway, um, cutting back to Caspian and Magpie. You've got a trail of stench leading into the forest, but no tracks on the ground. What are you doing?
Um, Caspian,
Well, go ahead.
yeah, Caspian's gonna look over to Magpie and then, do we want to go into the forest then?
Uh, well, I suppose I would say follow your psychic nose.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Okay.
Caspian's gonna start walking in the direction of the scent.
Okay. Um, Once again, you are basically finding unbroken snow where your nose is leading you. So you're having to break a path through the snow drifts. It is slow going and clearly not how the person you're tracking must have traveled um, for him to be coming through this area and yet not in sight and left no trace. Um, but you
Hmm.
definitely, it's going to be slow. It's going to take effort to break your path through. But aside from the forest being a little overgrown, there's nothing that stops you from doing that.
Okay.
So
Just whacking that
okay,
stuff
just
out of the way.
beating the thing away with a walking stick and whatever the witchfinder can bring to bear.
It's probably some stick he found on the ground.
There you go.
I do have one luck, so
Yeah,
just
you don't need any amount of luck to find a stick in a forest. You got that one. Okay.
I just had to check.
Yeah, if you wanted to find like a carved one or something, maybe, but no. Um,
Yes, a carved stick that just has an engraving of a stick.
yeah, no, but you find a stick, you get that. Um,
Yeah, he's whacking stuff out of the way with the stick. His
yeah,
wondrous stick.
yeah. Jules could find a wizard staff in this forest, but not the rest of you. Anyway, so
My
um,
stick
I will say that I will say
mhm,
to our friend Caspian, when you get stuck, if you get stuck with your senses, I'll try and use my abilities to see if we can figure out exactly where our quarry has gone to.
okay,
Okay.
I just wish I could work out how he's managed to walk without leaving any kind of trace. This must be some form of transport that is certainly foreign to me, and definitely is foreign to anyone else in the surrounding areas.
Um, so, because it's taking you a while to make your way through the forest, uh, Valentine, uh, born on the speed of this dog sled, and they are just full tilt, happy run through the forest, joyous barking going through. Um, you very swiftly get to where their tracks ended, and you can see this break into the woods as the snow's being pushed aside. This also roughly matches where you saw in your vision, where you had that impression of traveling through the treetops somehow. Um, the uh, the uh, the person driving the dog sled, though, seems to be ready to just zip right past this. Uh,
Before before she passes, like before they
mhm,
pass by, like
mhm,
once she spots it,
yep.
she'll tap him on the shoulder.
Mhm.
That would be my stop.
Okay. He kind of pulls back on the reins a bit. It's like, okay,
Mhm,
stay, 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 stay. All six of them. It takes a moment, but they all stop. And,
mhm,
all six of the dogs are just panting now. You see their doggy
mhm.
breath misting in the cold air. Um,
Yeah.
and guy gestures for you to hop out. It's like
Yep.
I'd take you farther, but these sleds don't do well in the deeper forests.
Yeah, that's more than fine enough.
Mm-hmm.
Before she hops off,
Mm-hmm.
she would try to find in her
Mm-hmm.
satchel
Yep.
a bag of beef jerky
Okay.
and hand it to him. Here for them as a treat.
Oh, many thanks, many thanks.
Of
And
course,
tucks it away in a pouch for later. Uh,
I'll be on my way then.
all right. Godspeed. I'm going to
And
check with my cousin the woodcutter, see if he needs any help.
okay,
And
and
turns his dogs around and is going slightly back down the path in the
mhm.
direction you came. Um,
She Valentine would approach this break in the snow
mm-hmm.
and just tilt her head at
Mm-hmm.
it because that break was not there before in the
Mm-hmm.
vision, now was it?
No, it was not.
So
And
she'll
mm-hmm.
uh, she'll try to call out
Mm-hmm.
um, Magpie Caspian.
Okay. Cutting back to Magpie and Caspian, you haven't gotten too far into the forest, where just barely on the wind, you first hear a whole bunch of excited barking, and then what you're pretty sure was your names coming from the direction back towards the road.
Um, okay. I'm going to flash my torch in the direction of where I think I heard the voice
Okay.
and yell out, is that you, Valentine?
And again, by the time it travels on the winds, you just kind of hear Valentine, and you're able to see the light of the flashlight that she's holding up ahead.
Yeah, that's me. Could you come back?
Uh, right, do you want us to come to you or do you want to come to us?
You to me.
Okay. So we'll do that then. And try not to flash the light in my companion's eyes as we walk back.
Okay. You have all duly met up with each other at the side of the road.
I got some intel. I got some information. I was being nosy.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So apparently, at least to my best guess, because the mayor's office was in that building, and the mayor is the guy who walked out, who let us in. Hans, his name,
Mhm.
and apparently, he's been getting the things from presumably the trolls, most likely them, and just storing them in his office. Um, so that he could distribute them very, very evenly, definitely.
Well, explains the sense of greed, I suppose.
Oh, oh yeah, it would. It would. I also had a vision, which Magpie, you probably know what exactly I'm talking about. Um,
Yes.
so he seems to currently be like talking with the trolls, and the way he got there, like this, like obviously the path here regularly up to here, but from here it felt like traveling along the treetops somehow.
He was
Will
flying?
I not really. It was more like climbing the treetops. That's at least how it felt.
Hmm.
No, that would be plausible, I suppose. So these are like pine trees, right?
Mhm. Yeah, large branched pine trees.
Oh yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Caspian kind of looks at that around before looking back. Yeah, that's definitely probably what happened.
Okay, who's got it climbing?
Um, I can try. I can't say it will go well, but I can try.
the
Yeah.
the trees are fairly old. The bark's a little gnarled. Uh, a lot of you have the baseline stats, but climbing a tree is not that hard a thing when you're relatively fit. And Caspian climbs up and gets to like the first big branch where you looks like you could like swing out and sit on it or use it to get a better uh, leg up. And you find a wooden platform.
Like directly in front of me. Okay.
Basically, you get to like the first big branch up here that you could swing out on. There is a wooden platform built on top of it.
Yeah, Caspian's gonna look at this, then shout down to, "Hey, so there's like a platform here.
Oh.
I'm gonna climb on top of it."
Okay. Caspian climbs on top of it. It's more than a platform. Someone has built a small wooden road along the big branches of these trees leading into the forest.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Caspian.
Um.
Yeah. Caspian's gonna shout down again. Okay, so it's the entire road.
Uh, oh, that's what it must have been.
Good grief. The effort. Flying would have been quicker.
Well,
Hmm.
let's
Oh,
go
Well,
along the floating road.
the floating road to Oz.
is it
So,
yellow?
no.
Is the wood yellow?
No, strangely enough, the wood is wood colored. It is
Oh, it's like
it
it's like an ochre, which I'd consider almost yellow.
it's very much the color of the surrounding greenery and pine trees. Even
Yeah.
kind of knowing where it is, it's very hard to spot from below.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And now that you're on that, you are indeed moving very quickly through the trees, and it immediately matches what Valentine saw in the vision. Just somebody at a very, well, you get the feeling Hans has done this a while. He's almost moving at a run. He's familiar with this path. And all of you are able to follow. You get to the end of this road, and you see down where you would climb down another tree to get down. There's a small clearing there, and you see Hans, and you see a gray troll. And like Valentine saw in his visage, this troll, it's almost like looking at like a child's troll doll kind of a thing, where, yeah, it's lumpy, it's misshapen, and yet somehow there's just something strangely adorable about it. You
Is it
know,
like the trolls from Frozen?
uh, they're full sized, but yes, that kind of affability. Um, but even that at the moment is sort of stretched because this troll and Hans are arguing. Behind the troll is this whole pallet full of stuff. And, he's like, all right, I've got the next shipment. And it's like, and he's arguing back, there are people looking for you. We can't bring it more. Well, we're running out of room for it. You got to take it and take it somewhere. And they're like kind of arguing over who is going to take this giant load of stuff. Because neither of them seems to want to take it right now. And
Right.
and that's the scene the pair of you have walked into.
Well, I hope we haven't actually literally walked into it. I hope that we're still
Well,
being
if you were about 5 foot down, you would have walked into it. As it is, you are witnessing this from atop the wooden platform, and neither of them appears to have noticed you yet.
Valentine will. Oh, sorry.
So, are you simply going to watch them continue to argue? Is there any actions the three of you want to take? What are we doing?
Well, we've got to follow the troll now, but yeah, I think we wait, because
Valentine is gonna lean in and like whisper so that they aren't heard. I have a stupid idea that might just work out. Neither of them want the stuff. So why don't we relieve them of the stuff and just take the thing that makes the stuff? I mean, that would help both of them, right? In a sense.
yeah, we've got to
Maybe
find
they
the
would just
stuff.
give it up freely.
Are you gonna try and
It's-
gaslight them? Is that what you're about to do?
Maybe. I wouldn't call it gaslighting. I would call it presenting them with the facts and trying to persuade them that a different method of, or like a different thing that they haven't considered, might be good for both of them.
So gaslighting.
Yes.
You know what? I'm all for it. Let's do that. I'm all here for it. I'm fine with that.
I don't know how big your satchel stretches, but I can't fit all that in mine. Not that I
No,
want to.
I mean, if they don't want to have it, then we can just, they can just help us move it. They look pretty strong.
I can't believe we resorted to gaslighting a political figure and a troll.
Yep.
You never know how these missions go.
Day in the life, I guess.
Yep. snow around this area look to be?
It has been somewhat cleared away. Um, it looks
Okay.
like this has been used as a meeting place by them for a while. Still quite a bit of
Okay.
snow on the ground, but not quite the 4 foot that it's been other places.
Okay. I really want to do this. Yeah, honestly, Valentine would do it. So, um, relying on mostly just tr- her luck, she would
Mm-hmm.
like you said we are like 5 feet up.
Yes.
Okay, she would want to jump down and try to roll so that she doesn't get at least too injured by
Mm-hmm.
it. Preferably, if she somehow manages it to even make like a point landing,
Mm-hmm.
just right next to the two of them.
Okay. Um, between one reflex and 5 luck, so you jump down. It's not quite going to be a superhero landing kind of a thing. But
Oh,
at this moment in the argument,
I
the
think I could have also just activated the billowing cape. That might have been a bit
oh
more
yeah,
logical,
do you
but
want to go back and remember that you have that? I'm cool with
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Right as she goes to jump, she remembers, oh yeah, right, I got that recently. And so while jumping down, focusing on it to break the fall a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, so halfway down, you're like, "Oh right." And like spread the cape out and you drift gently next to them. Hans immediately steps back and kind of skitters away from you. The troll just turns the full force of its smile on you.
I
Ah, my friends from the Enclave, I assume.
I
Oh
didn't
shit,
expect you to
something
know
rumbled.
about us, but yeah.
Know about you? You they did tell you what we did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we did.
didn't expect that you would like be one of them who was there. But I guess it makes sense.
Oh, it's not hard to spot an Enclave agent when you know what the rest of the world looks like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Come on, where are your friends? You guys never travel alone. Come and say hello, calling up to the trees.
Caspian falls out of the tree. Please, please. He just face plants into the snow. Very, oh, so very gracefully. Trust.
Cool. Fun.
But,
Ow. That's you managed to avoid like the rocks under the snow, but still, ow.
just,
Okay.
That's one of them.
Magpie, what are we doing?
I'm so good at this. Trust me. And he stands up. He stands up, trying to act like that didn't happen.
I totally meant to do that. Yes. Anyway,
Yeah, totally meant to do that. Anyways,
does Magpie join the three, or is she remaining hidden?
Uh, for a moment, she's debating what to do. Should she remain hidden or admit that she's with them? Um, it's after sort of doing the sort of face palm after what Caspian's doing.
Mm-hmm.
okay, Caspian wasn't intentionally doing that. he just is really clumsy, I guess. Whoopsies.
Caspian
It's
got
still face palm.
excited. She just,
Got startled.
maybe Caspian thought all the Enclave people could float like that, but no, I don't know. But
No, we'll never know.
Hmm. I think maybe not winding. No, not.
Say that again, Magpie. Came a little garbled.
Um, I think she's going to try and remain hidden, actually.
Okay. And the troll looks over to Hans. You met 3 people in the village, right? He nods. All right. Stay and watch if that's what you want to do. Turns his attention back to Valentine and Caspian, seemingly unconcerned. So, here to stop us giving out presents, are you? Not really in the spirit of the Joy Brigade, is it?
Well, I wouldn't call it that. I would more call it solving both of your problems with, like, killing two birds with one stone. But I mean, helping out two people with one bread, that's a bit more kinder than the usual version.
The only problem I have right now, aside from you 3, is the fact that I'm having some problems getting rid of this useless junk. And he kicks
Yeah,
the side
exactly.
of the sleigh.
Exactly, and that's what we're here to help you with.
Oh, you
This,
want to
the
haul this
Enclave has,
sled's worth of stuff off? Be my guest.
I mean, the Enclave has so much room for everything, like, and usually we don't need like all of that and the thing that makes it all. You can barely find any space to even fit it in.
Oh, it's just a matter of time. We'll get things the way we like it, and all will be well. Don't worry, we'll take good care of your little toy. But in the meantime, go ahead and give this to the kiddies. Leave us to our work.
I have an
Well,
idea, but no.
go ahead.
No. I'll keep this in the back of my mind.
Mhm.
Okay, a
Just
surprise tool that will help us later.
suddenly my secret mouse
Um, she thinks for a moment before, looking over at Hans and like seeing how he's reacting to this.
He's baffled, really. Um, Quite clearly, he sort of expects that, now that this has been caught and revealed, that, like, a fight or something should be, and he's a little confused why it hasn't yet. Um,
yes.
you you also get the feeling that he's trying to work the angles of how can he slip away into the forest without any of you noticing. Um, but he's a large fat man in special fancy boots, so not a lot of capacity for that sort of thing. So,
Hmm. Okay, with that, just to get more time to think about how to further approach it, she would say, well, could I look through the stuff that you have?
oh, be my guest.
All
I
right.
mean,
And
do you think we were trying to make dresses and goblets and
I
blah?
mean, why not?
A
I
waist.
don't know what I don't know what you wanna make, so that would be as good a guess as any.
So you're looking through the stuff on the cart, and yeah, it's a random conglomeration of stuff. But similar to what uh, you found being given to the village already. Um, it's interesting. It all seems to be sort of like variations on a theme. Like like somehow they produced a blue cloak and then like piled on top of it a green one, a red one, a pink one. This one has trim. This one doesn't have trim. This one's got a little neat thing on, but it's like it's just this constant thing of cloak, 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 cloak. And similarly, like same kind of thing with all these other various goods. And like none of it's troll sized. None of it's like the
Well,
right materials necessarily for the area.
mm-hmm.
And the troll just has no use for the stuff at all. Um, and is he's just kind of, as you're like looking through it, he's just kind of leaning casually on it, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I really am trying to be nice here.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, if I
Um,
have to resort to vulgar threats to get the three of you to back off, well, so be it. But
I don't have to go that far. I'm not that much into fighting myself. As she's looking through, is all of this stuff like this area's tech level ish?
um, yes and no. Uh, some of it's a little more advanced than what you would expect for this tech level. Like, it's still a logging axe, but the alloy is a type that this level of civilization shouldn't have access to yet. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
stainless steel,
Mm-hmm.
when it shouldn't be, and things like that. Um, again, the cloaks, while a very fine manufacturer, they look to be almost machine woven rather than truly knitted, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but aside from that, like change of quality and change of how it was made, what's on the cart could like blend in roughly with what's going on here.
Okay. Um, she'll try to like as she is like rummaging through to
Mm-hmm.
attempt to sneakily like just a bit like push the sharp things that
Mm-hmm.
could potentially be weapons just a
Mm-hmm.
bit to the side, like
Mm-hmm.
without being caught,
Yeah.
or if at all possible.
There's quite a lot of them on the sleigh. Um, there's not really much you could do to get one out of easy reach if it came down to that.
Okay.
Um, I do have a question.
Yes.
Now, Caspian can like see what Valentine are doing with stuff, right?
I'm sorry. You can see
Yeah.
what?
Valentine, words. Caspian can see Valentino or like Valentine, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I thought Valentine. See
Okay.
Valentine rummage through this stuff, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah. He's gonna gradually walk over
Mm-hmm.
towards um Val, and as he does though, I want to um in, inhale, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
A and I would like to see if I can sense like truth from this word's intent. Like if this is like truly good intent or malicious, benevolent or malevolent, basically.
Okay. And this is an Omoriori again.
A Moriori, yes.
Okay.
Gonna
Um.
depending on this answer, it's
Yeah.
gonna tie into the next thing.
Okay. This is going to be basically almost like an enhanced spirit read of the situation. Um. You're not getting much of deception off the way of the troll. Um, it deliberately doesn't want this stuff. It very much wants you gone. All of that is dead accurate. Um, oddly enough, though, you get a bit of a reading off all of the stuff on the sleigh, as though all of it is slightly false somehow.
Trying to think, would I be able to add on to my? Cause I can sense type of magic and I can sense
Mm-hmm.
emotion, but I just it doesn't state if I can sense one or the other at the same time.
What is it you want to know?
I want to know if this is what exact type of magic it is. So if it's some form of, say, illusion-based magic, we'll say. Or
No, it's not illusion. It's creation.
okay, okay, I'm gonna deactivate. I'm more. I cannot pronounce it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I don't like that smile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna unactivate it, and I'm gonna continue walking over to to Valentine,
Mm-hmm.
and as I walk over,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just kind of ponder and just
Mm-hmm.
say, why exactly make such a odd assortment of items? Seemingly.
Can can I, while I'm in hiding, use
Mm-hmm.
fork in the road? I want to try and ask a question.
Mm-hmm. What is the question?
Um, the question is, why? What is the purpose of them giving gifts like this? What's the reason behind it?
Hmm. That's going to be a little tricky one for fork in the road, as it's usually more trying to determine the outcome of an action you're taking.
Hmm. Right, that's a shame because I mean I was suspicious from the start that
Mm-hmm.
this this generosity has got a downside
Mm-hmm.
to it. I mean, I would suspect that possibly the reason why they're doing this is to make people dependent on things that possibly break and that they can't repair, and
Mm-hmm.
that, you know,
Right.
next they'll be in indentured servitude, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well.
you give them gifts initially, and then when they need replacements,
Mm-hmm.
they can't make the replacements. You've made them dependent on the things you've given them.
Mm-hmm.
So now they've got to work
Mm-hmm.
all hours of the day to get even the bare necessities.
It is a plausible theory, um, but at least from here, which is very, again, you're somewhat distant, but this doesn't look like enough of the quantity of stuff the village needs to cause that kind of dependence, at least not as it is right now.
If I may.
Right.
And there's enough
Because
of
I,
stuff on that sled that still falls under the heading of raw material. So,
If
yeah.
I if I may.
I said I'm coming, Steve. And they even mentioned me by the time you open your mouth. Looks like we got some background noise. Anyway, Ori, what are you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to so Caspian's gonna continue approaching, and as he's speaking and making this like statement, I suppose, I would
Mm-hmm.
like to activate Cloud of Suspicion, and I would like gradually to conjure mist,
Okay.
gradually approaching us.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right. So, make your ominous statement.
The thing I said before was the
Mm-hmm.
ominous statement.
Repeat it for me then.
Before say, why exactly make all this stuff that seemingly has no purpose or use? And I'm sure gratitude's not the only thing here.
Okay. So, the area around you is blanketed in fog. And the 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 troll hears your words, and
I will
it's
say
mm-hmm,
I did want to see if I could have them as gradually
mm-hmm,
come.
yeah.
Yeah, which
Oh,
you can see.
the mist is still light enough to see through at the moment, but it's deepening rapidly. Um, and the troll is like, uh, it has the side effect of buying the loyalty of these idiots. And he points at Hans. It keeps the rest of the world off our backs while we're here. But seriously, do you think this is the kind of stuff we would use the factory core for when there is so much else that could be put to use? And he stops for a moment. Why am I telling you this?
Maybe you just felt like it. Maybe you're feeling guilty about doing these things.
That gets a chuckle out of him.
I don't know. Even monsters have, like,
Mm.
non-humans have their consciousness.
The Hans all of a sudden pipes up for the first time out of all of this. He he said we would be the prime village among villagers, that we would be the first among equals, that when they
You're like
finally
20 people. How could you be the first among the villagers when you're like 20 people?
he just
Is it
points to
really
the
true at
sleigh.
that point?
Look at all of this. You think we're not going to have them eating out of the palm of our hands?
Oh.
You're
Well, since
still
the
gonna
village
be
is
like
out.
gone in 3 generations at best.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they've got a
My family
brisk
also died.
intermarriage between the different villages. But anyway, uh, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it seems like a political power grab. I'm not gonna lie to you,
yeah,
but
and
Oh, okay.
go on.
Well, can I use fork in the road to identify where this machine is from where I am, seeing as they've now admitted that they've got it?
Once again, it's got to be a choice you're making or a thing that you are doing. If I go there, what will happen? If I choose this, what will happen? It can't be an open ended question like, what is going on?
Right.
So tell me the path of action you want to take, and I'll give you the vision of what you see.
Can I sort of close my eyes and try to ask which direction the machine is in?
You could tell me if you go in a certain direction, will you find the machine?
Uh, let's say I want to use it from the direction the troll has apparently come from.
Okay. You trigger fork in the road. You see this winding path through the forest that the troll has pulled all of this stuff. You can see like the deep furrows in the snow where the sled was drug. The path leads up into the mountains. In the distance, you can see what looks like old machinery and places where large slabs of rock were quarried out of the mountains. And then before you can get closer, you hear the tromp of feet and what looks like a line of walking wooden toy soldiers, but real life sized, tromping down the path. And your vision ends.
Oh, good grief. Hmm. Okay. I'm a little bit stuck now. I don't. don't know how to get my companions out of where they are. I could use a smoke bomb because I've got smoke bombs, but they
Mhm.
would be blinded too.
Well, and the
Um,
area is rapidly filling with fog. Pretty soon, everybody is going to be blinded, aside from your witch hunter.
I'm going to let, then in that case, I'm going to let the fog continue, but I'm going to ready myself by keeping a direction,
Mm-hmm.
the image of where my two companions are,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can hopefully drop down, rush towards them, and sort of go this way
All right,
for the machine.
sounds good. Cutting back to Valentine and Caspian. Um, the the troll actually starts kind of strolling towards Valentine a little bit, where she's at the
Mm-hmm.
sleigh, and it's like, see anything you like? Happy to make a trade. Cloak for a cloak, perhaps?
Very funny that you bring that up because I was going to. Is there anything that looks like goggles?
Goggles. Mm,
Yeah.
yes, there is a set of what looks like miner's goggles, complete with some
Okay.
kind of a headlamp that should be
Mm-hmm.
beyond the technology of this level. It looks to be battery powered.
Mm-hmm. She'll take the pair of like the goggles and
Mm-hmm.
like, think about it for a moment. Like she's seen similar ones before, but I mean
Mm-hmm.
these are they are rather new, but also the trolls clearly didn't care about them.
Mm-hmm.
So would this be able to be a by the wayside?
You may give it powers with by the wayside, yes. What pitch are you going for?
Yeah, able to see through obscured areas such as
Ah.
fog or with the mines like being
Mm-hmm.
the dust in the mines.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Basically,
And
whatever is in the cone of light from the mining helmet, you will be able to see through.
okay. And yeah, she holds it up for the troll. Oh yeah, these goggles look pretty nice. Um
I'm not hearing you, Jules.
oh, these goggles
Anybody
look
else
pretty
having a
nice.
problem?
Yeah.
Can you not hear
No.
me?
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, goodness. I
Uh
wonder if it's on my end.
Yeah, I can hear both of you perfectly.
Would,
Yeah.
would the pair of you talk again?
I said we can hear both of you perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jules, say something quick.
yeah.
Okay, I'm hearing you all now. Whatever it
Okay.
was apparently
Okay.
temporary. Carry on.
Okay. Oh yeah. She would hold the pair up for the troll to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, these goggles look pretty nice. Um, I have something I could trade you for it. Um, are you familiar with healing potions or something like that?
Mm-hmm. He looks interested.
And with that, she would take out one of her three nostrums and hold it up to him. Yeah, just drink it and you'll heal pretty well.
He grabs it eagerly. Yes, a more than fair trade. A pleasure to
I
do
would say
business
so
with you.
too. Of course. And with that, she will
Mm-hmm.
put on the goggles
Mm-hmm.
and turn on the headlights.
Okay. You can now see clearly through Caspian's growing fog. Uh, and thus you see the troll actually crouch down, do a giant leap, and spring into the forest onto the left.
Okay.
And You can all hear him kind of speeding and somewhat crashing away, uh, moving
Huh.
parallel to the path that Magpie identified.
Well, didn't expect him to just run away after that. Oh well.
I will now take that opportunity to jump down
Mm-hmm.
and basically say, follow that troll. He's going towards the machine we have to liberate. But I warn you, I've seen the path ahead of us. The machine is protected by life-size tin soldiers.
Oh,
Hmm. I see.
We are going to have to sneak in.
yeah. Let's hope that
Well,
let's hope that
sneaking
they're
is
not
an option.
planning to flatten the village.
I don't think that is their intention. I don't know what is their intention, but I don't think they regard the people that they've been giving the gifts to in very high regard at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's follow him down there. The
Yeah.
idiot
Wait.
Okay.
thankfully grabbed the nostrum.
Wait. Yeah. No question. Is Hans still here?
Oh
Is he
yeah,
just lost in the fucking fog? Yeah.
yeah.
Hey. Yeah. Caspian's gonna look over to where Hans is, and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna just kind of have his ask for Gilliam.
Mm-hmm.
Just I think I pronounced Gilliam. Just
Mm-hmm.
kind of out and just. I really hope you don't speak or choose to double cross us on this. Else, else I don't think I'll be
Hans just
disappointed.
kind of gestures around the forest. Who would I tell?
Fair enough.
the
Fair enough, I
the
guess.
the only person that he would go to tell on you just ran into the forest. So
Fair enough. I just like
um,
threatening people. He's also just threatening them.
yeah, the last
Just in
glimpse you
case.
get of Hans as you're chasing off after the troll is him clearly seeing how much of this stuff on the sled he can stuff into his pockets before he attempts to walk back home. Um, so you are now racing through the woods. The path you're on, for all that it's winding, is very clear. You can follow the back paths of the sled very easily. Um, you hear that you're getting close long before you see it because you are hearing the unmistakable sound of clattering metal. And as you move a little bit closer, finally, like coming round a bend about where Valentine's map says the quarry should be, matching the vision of what Magpie saw, you come around the corner and you see two trolls. One, the affable one that had just raced ahead of you. The second one is a little bit smaller and appears to be wearing a pair of either workman's goggles or it is the thickest pair of spectacles you have ever seen on a being. Both of them are currently battling with a wave of these tin soldiers, just clattering them down. One is actually throwing it down and like using one of them as a club to kind of like knock the rest of them back. And just trying to stem the tide and flow of these things as they're
Oh.
pouring down from the top of the mountain.
Good grief, what the earth is happening back there?
Well, it seems that they were not enemies but reinforcements. Either that or they really don't know how to use the factory core.
Um, okay. Um, an idea is while they're occupied fighting each other, perhaps we can blind them with a couple of my smoke bombs and we can sneak in and see if we can move the device ourselves.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Okay. Um, as you're approaching with the smoke bombs, you actually hear the two trolls arguing as they're fighting. The affable one is like, "What were you even trying to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know. If it was going to keep making toys, I thought at least I could make them large and usable for something." Yeah. Oh, well done. I thought you were supposed to be the smart one, brother. Yeah. He's slamming another one into the rock face. Um, but every time they send another one of these toys smashing into a rock or clattering down the road, uh, you see a fresh wave of them coming out from the quarry.
Hmm. I'm wondering, perhaps we can persuade one of the waves of these soldiers to pick up the machine and take it to where we want it to go. Uh, is there any transport around, like another sleigh
Not that you see from
that perhaps we
here,
could?
but you're still somewhat distant from the quarry opening.
Uh, okay, I'm going to ask, tell the others what I think we should do. Perhaps we should um, Nick, don't use smoke boat bombs now unless it's necessary because they seem to be fully occupied. As long as we're sneaky, we might not be. We probably won't be detected as we go into the cave where this machine is situated. Uh,
Yeah,
let's see if there's any form of transport first, and then we'll see if we can persuade perhaps one of the waves of these tin soldiers to assist us in loading this machine. Or
yeah,
perhaps we can even see if we can work the machine ourselves
yeah.
and get it
Let's
to
go
create
there
something to
first.
move it.
Yeah, let's go there and we'll see what's gonna happen from there if we find something to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, first things first. Getting past the trolls and the soldiers that are currently fighting the trolls, that's easy. None of them are paying any attention to you. Once you get past them, however, a fresh five of these tin soldiers is marching out of the cave. It is hard to tell if they've noticed you because their faces are painted on. So, and they don't stop stride, but they are heading in your direction.
Well, let's see if they notice us first. But we
Yeah.
just let's stand there and make no hostile movement. Because if we don't
Okay.
appear hostile to them, they will probably not be hostile to us.
Yeah. Um. Could Valentine try to mimic their marching movements?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep.
Then
I'll
she
try.
will indeed be walking forward and mimicking them. Thankfully, she even has a walking stick because they probably have like a sword or something to act
Mm-hmm.
as a stand-in.
It's actually Tin Soldier of a slightly later era. They've actually got a rifle with bayonet.
Oh,
Though from the look of it, you don't think it's an actual working firearm. So they're basically carrying a
mm-hmm.
spear. So,
Yeah, she's still gonna march on ahead and
okay.
see if they become hostile.
All right. So, uh, Caspian, are you going along with this plan, or are you looking to see if the pair of your companions get speared before you do something else?
You know, hmm, you know, no, I think I'm just gonna just carefully watch this for now. I don't really know if they're gonna get like shish kebabbed,
Mhm.
so
There are enough shadows in this area that you can find a nook and fade into it.
yeah. Oh, I'm still wearing the watch coat, so if I stand still enough, I'm just blended with the
Yep.
surroundings. I
Wh-
just realized
Yeah,
that.
basically, while Caspian's trying to figure out what he's doing, he goes invisible. You don't see Caspian anymore. Uh,
He's gone.
the two of you start walking forward with your walking sticks at like parade attention, like they've going, mechanically walking forward like they are. And you know, deep in your bones, this should not work at all. And yet the pair
What?
of you walk right by them. One of them actually gives you a salute as you pass.
Give one
Yay!
back.
And basically, like the pair of you, why did that work? I don't know. Anyway,
oh, honestly, Valentine isn't even surprised that it worked because that's just been her entire life story right there.
Welcome to a day in my life. Again.
meanwhile, Caspian just follows shadowy in their wake. You know. Okay, you are now past the outside of the quarry into this cave system where clearly at one point there was like processing and things like that in there. Um, and basically, what you see at the very back of this large cavern is that 4-foot gray cube, basically kind of sitting on top of a stalagmite that like had the top cut off and just got placed on it like a pedestal. Um, you can see in real time bits of the quarry wall just kind of melt into the cube, and then a new tin soldier steps out of the front face of the cube. And there are another couple of that you would estimate there's about 12 or so of the tin soldiers in here, but they're still kind of being formed up into regiments before they're sent to the like there seems to be like somehow one or two of these soldiers that are in charge somehow, and they're like they've even got like a feather on their hat that like the other ones don't, and they're like wrangling up the other ones and sending them out.
Hmm. So
I
does
just
it
had,
actually appear like they're using the quarry for the materials?
You are
If
literally
it,
seeing stone just kind of getting leached from behind this thing into the cube, and then the soldier stepping fully formed out of the front.
hmm, well, at least we know where the material's coming from.
yeah.
There is also
Um,
something that looks like a scaffolding work almost that is around much of the cube, and you're seeing like pulleys and levers and like some kind of external machinery built around that portion of the cube, but it doesn't appear to be doing anything necessarily.
mhm.
Can
Um,
we take a closer look at this machine, see if we can?
As long as the tin soldiers scattered about the place don't stop you.
uh, one question about that. The one
Mm-hmm.
that is in charge,
Mm-hmm.
does it look like they're like literally like with movements commanding them, the others?
Basically, yes.
And where are they relative to us? Like, is there a relatively direct path to them?
They are directly in front of where the cube is because as new soldiers are coming out, This one is kind of greeting it and sending it to its
Mm-hmm.
regiment, kind of a thing.
Okay, okay. Then leaning into whisper, I have a very stupid idea again. Let's take the head of that one and then command the soldiers ourselves.
I was thinking of something similar, yes.
Alright, only question remaining is how do we do that?
How indeed.
Can I look in my satchel and see if I've got a hat that looks military?
Um, a hat that looks military, yes. A hat that looks anything like the hats these things are wearing, no.
Hmm. Perhaps we can just sell it with attitude.
We can try.
Right. The thing is, I really want them to continue to pump out soldiers to
Oh yeah,
uh,
absolutely, yeah.
keep our troll friends, um, distracted. But
Mm-hmm.
um, let's try and act like we are fellow, soldiers that are in charge. Walk past, salute, and then take a look at the machine.
Okay. So the pair of you adopt, well, let me ask you, are you adopting the same walking soldier posture you did to get past the first wave, or are you doing something different?
No, we're still marching like the soldiers.
Okay.
The one with the head look like are their movements different from the soldiers?
Yes.
That
It's
yeah.
it's it's moving with a little more deliberation. It's
Mm-hmm.
actually turning its head side to side to take things in. It's
Mm-hmm.
nowhere near fluid human motion, but there's more of it in that one than the rest.
Yep. Then Valentine will point it out to Magpie. Maybe let's be a bit more like less robotic, rather. If we wanna
Yes.
see it recognized as someone of a similar rank.
Yes, I understand. Let's try to act like we're in charge. And we're more
Mm-hmm.
in charge than anyone else.
Yep.
Okay. So you're you're stepping forward. You're trying to mimic this soldier captain as best you can. Um, you're getting close to the unit. The four that it was clustering over here, kind of standing at attention, waiting for the captain's orders, see the pair of you coming forward and salute.
We
When
salute.
mhm. When the soldier captain turns around, the first thing it does upon sighting the pair of you is draw the sword at its side.
I'm really glad I'm not there suddenly.
Actions
That
from the three
is,
of you.
I'm not there.
Oh,
I salute.
hold on, hold on. Caspian, as you have been hidden in the shadows, watching them go forward, what are you doing? Are you going to follow
Um,
in their wake? Are you watching from the entrance? What's your plan?
I'm gonna follow in whatever like darker corners I can. Try to not make myself outwardly known.
Okay. So you can skirt around the edge so that you're not really like next to them, but you are on the edge of the cave and you can clearly see what is going on.
Yeah,
So we are
and I'm
now at
gonna
the.
keep
Mhm.
wandering.
Say again?
I'm gonna keep watching. I'm not
Okay,
gonna make any outright
that's
actions.
fine. So we've gotten now to the point where the captain has drawn its sword. Actions from Magpie and Valentine.
I will salute. At ease, Captain. Inspection.
Okay. Valentine?
Let me just. uh, whatever. I'll just make something up. um, she'll actually. Like, it is facing. Like, they are facing us now, right?
Yes, it is facing you.
Mm-hmm. Uh, is its face also, like, generically painted on as the others, or does it look specially
It
painted on?
it it is somehow more expressive, but it is still a
Mm-hmm.
painted on face.
Okay. Uh, I don't know. In that case, she will approach them with like she'll not right away, but like taking a look at them and like watching how it reacts.
Mm-hmm.
She tilts her head a little bit to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't I know you from that time? Like, oh yeah, aren't you? What's your name
Mm-hmm.
again? Um, oh yeah, Captain Tan. Aren't you Captain Tan? As she's trying to activate
Mm-hmm.
familiar face.
Okay.
The connection, like, like continuing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember, like, we met on that one on the
Mm-hmm.
island, right? At the island of
I
Dragonstorm, I think was it?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is one of the few times I am going to have to
Yeah,
reject a use of familiar face. This
fair
thing
enough.
literally did not exist 30 minutes ago.
Fair enough. Worth a
So
shot.
it is not possible to claim a connection with it. But
Fair enough.
getting to Magpie, she shouts out her military commands. When she calls out at ease, the 5 soldiers to the left that the captain was putting together take a step back and put their hands behind their back in military rest. The captain, however, is slashing its sword down at her. Immediate action, Magpie.
Well, I do have my walking stick, which,
Mm-hmm.
to, because of the time period, is
Mm-hmm.
now a quarterstaff.
Okay.
So I can block this attack and
Mm-hmm.
just sort of twist and divert it to the side.
Okay.
And I step aside to avoid the actual attack.
Mm-hmm. You block it with the quarterstaff, kind of use your momentum to spin to the opposite side of the blade. Um, and it is it's interesting. Or an ordinary human, the entire body would have to turn. In this one, the upper torso turns while its legs remain in place to come around for another strike, as though it's
And
actually articulated at the waist.
while it's doing this, I will yell. I will bellow out in my best sort of military fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a mutiny, soldier?
The 5 soldiers that were at parade rest kind of snap to at that and bring their rifles to front. But the captain does a warning gesture with the one hand and they go back to parade rest. But so far, your commands are having no effect on the captain whatsoever. Uh, Valentine, Caspian, any actions of yours while this is going on?
What's happening? I was AFK.
The captain of the tin soldiers is attempting to kill Magpie with a sword.
Oh, shit.
Magpie has been trying to command the captain without success, But when her commands are being snapped at the regular tin soldiers, they're listening to her. But the captain also is able to command them, and that's just sort of been a stalemate at this point.
Because it's not that articulate,
Mm-hmm.
I'm managing to fend it off because I'm more supple rather,
Mm-hmm.
than this tin soldier. So I'm
So,
sort of treating this like a sort of stage combat
okay,
situation. So
Okay, I have an idea.
go for it.
I'm gonna need. Since Magpie is currently dealing with the tin soldier captain,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need Valentine to burn with me, to bear with me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Caspian's gonna try sneaking over to where Valentine is,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna look over. I have a request to say.
Mm-hmm.
You have a
Listen.
satchel, right? And you've been able
Yeah.
to grab one.
Yeah.
How likely would you be able to grab me some matches and some form of flammable object?
Oh, that should be easy. And she rummages through her satchel, trying to find like a box of matchsticks.
Box of matches, easy one. You got it.
There you go.
Trying to now the part trying to. I do have my scarf.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I've done a little bit of research
Mm-hmm.
in doing this. They're tin, right?
Yep, they are tin, or appear to be tin anyway.
They appear to be tin, which has a rather low melting point.
That is so.
So, I'm gonna take the bunch of matches. I'm gonna take off my scarf. I'm gonna try and light my scarf on fire and throw it in a direction near the tin captain,
Mm-hmm.
but trying to avoid Magpie.
Okay.
So literally anywhere near the tin man captain.
Okay.
Tin soldier captain.
Um.
Like a Molotov cocktail.
Well, I'm glad you said that out loud. Because assuming you're making your intentions clearly known to Valentine, it does occur to you that you probably have a bottle of something drinkable and flammable in your satchel. If you would like to up the ante on this plan a little bit.
Please! Please, let me make a Molotov cocktail!
Are you referring to the nostrums or just a
Ju-
wine bottle?
just stuff out of your satchel.
Yeah.
If your character
Yeah,
drinks
she-
at all.
Yes, she's a lightweight, but yes, she does drink sometimes. So yeah,
I'm sure you were saving this bottle for a special occasion, and taking down a tin soldier captain might disqualify.
Yep.
So,
one of the bottles of ale from a dwarven village that
Oh.
she traveled through with her group of friends way back when.
okay, the moment you said
And-
dwarven, I'm like, yeah, that stuff's kerosene. That'll do fine.
Yeah. Still take it out and wordlessly hold it out over for Caspian. This stuff's pretty good in many ways.
I fear Fawn has gotten to me with the ideas of committing an arson attack in DM, so we're doing it now.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the scarf. I'm gonna open the ale. I'm gonna
Yep.
shove the scarf a part of the most of the scarf in. I'm gonna light this end of the scarf and I'm gonna throw it
Okay.
onto the Tin Man.
Magpie, fire in the hole. Okay. A bottle goes flying out and smashes into the back of the tin soldier captain as you're keeping it busy. The thing goes up immediately. Woof.
okay.
And
I'm going to sort of try to create distance by sort of prodding it away with the far end of my quarterstaff.
yep. I mean, it is basically just flailing at this point as you see rivulets of tin to start running down the outside. You're not sure. What's that?
Would it run to other Tin Man and it's flailing?
Not really. It seems to have enough awareness to not do that. Um, but in the absence of that captain doing anything, the five soldiers nearest you are looking at Magpie for instructions.
This is the fate of mutineers.
They salute again. You know.
At ease, men.
Stand back at parade rest. Um, the pathway to the gray cube is now opened, though you do see an arm of a new soldier already starting to just emerge from the side of the cube nearest you.
Okay. Well, let's ignore that for the moment. Let it get on with what it's doing. We need to get to the controls. See if we can interpret how to operate it ourselves.
Okay. So are all three of you... Go ahead.
Valentine is actually gonna stay near that side of the cube, because if that's another captain, she will snatch its hat and become the new captain.
Okay.
And if it isn't, then still good to have someone on guard.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, Caspian's gonna go over with Magpie.
Okay. You head over to the cube. And I will just say, as the rest of the soldier starts to emerge, you're like, all right, arm, port of torso, head, feather. That's a feather. The whole hat comes out. Snatch it off the top of the thing. The tin captain apparently has no top of his head. It was supposed to be covered by a tin hat. So...
Look at me, I'm the captain now.
I'm in charge! Ha ha ha! Yes. Which is quite good news, actually, because you can now clearly see at the entrance to the cave a pair of somewhat winded trolls who have finally fought their way past whatever soldiers were already out there and were able to make some headway because no new ones were heading out. So you send the five that have been waiting out into battle to the cube. All right. So
And the captain as well.
Well, when it gets all the way out, it's still part way out of the cube. But
of course.
So, but cutting back to the other two. Okay. The cube is there. It is literally just a gray cube. There are no markings. There are no buttons. It just looks smooth cube all the way around it.
Like my brain.
As you're looking at the machinery that's been built around it, as near as you can tell, it's actually a series of little, not exactly probes, but like chisels and a set of pulley work, as though this outer machinery is meant to jab the cube with these things in an attempt to get a reaction out of the cube to make it do things.
Buttons, do things.
And clearly they're having some success with it, provided what you want is cloaks of different color and tin soldiers.
But there doesn't appear to be any sort of controls at all.
Not that you can see. There is also what looks like a log book of sorts, which is basically chronicling like all the different places they have put these chisels and the reactions that they're getting when they jam them into the machine to try and force it to do anything. And the list looks like all the stuff you saw on the sleigh, a bunch of other things that you haven't seen yet, just they poke it in random spots and they're getting random things out the other side. And, you know, they seem to be progressing on the theory of, well, if we poke it enough times, we're bound to get something good, right? You know.
Okay, this is going to be a wild stab.
Mm-hmm.
As there are apparently no controls on the cube per se, they're just poking it
Mm-hmm.
and hoping things come out.
Right.
I'm wondering whether it's controlled by voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to say, Cube, new orders. Produce 10 trolls hostile to any life form that is a troll not produced by you.
Authorization code required.
Oh, great.
Caspian's gonna give Magpie the 1,000-yard stare.
Oh, yeah, thanks. At least I was trying.
Hey, at least. Okay. At least it worked. Problem. Well.
Can Valentine hear that?
Oh, yes, it rang throughout the chamber. And the two trolls, like, even in the middle of their battle with the 5 soldiers you sent out, they're like looking at each other. We could have talked to it? Like, you hear that ring through the whole cavern. You know?
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can use my luck and see if somebody's very stupidly put the password on the cube. Stuck it there.
No. There is no post-it note on the side of the cube with the password written on it. The password is not password, nor is the password cube. So,
Okay. Valentine will. She'll try just a wild guess. Clear her throat.
password accepted. Processing command. And what comes out of the cube is not exactly what you asked for.
Santa Claus.
Because the cube is able to do many things, but it cannot replicate true life. However, what does start crawling out of the cube are essentially tin soldier variants in troll size and shape.
Right.
Oh, something. Try going.
And the 2 trolls that have just finished thrashing the 5 soldiers you sent at them, in fact, one of them being hurled into the newly completed captain to take it down, sees these things coming out of the core. And they look at each other and they both agree, time to go, brother.
Time is up.
And they book it out of the cave.
That's the one who Valentine gave the nostrum to drink it at any point?
He has not drunk your nostrum, no.
Okay, so he still has it.
He still has it.
Okay.
He's gonna drink it randomly and combust or something.
Oh, I already have an idea for the downside.
So, in a trice, there are now, how many did you ask for? 8, was it?
10.
I did ask for 10.
10. Then it takes a little time because these are bigger, but eventually 10, for lack of a better term, robo-trolls, are duly now standing around the cube.
Under the cube.
Next, I'm going to say, build a sleigh big enough to transport yourself.
This
Conduit.
one takes a while longer. And you all
I've
have to
got
step
the
back.
time now.
Yeah, you all have to step back quite a bit as an ever widening pit of stone is building around the cube as it processes this instruction. But by the time about half an hour passes, there is a large sleigh. There is literally a little recessed compartment where the cube can fit. And somehow, without being told to do so, it is designed to be pulled by 10 robo trolls. Like there are perfect spots where they harness in. So,
I have one thing I want to do before we remove the cube from it.
mhm,
So it's voice activated, right?
mhm.
Caspian's gonna look at Magpie. So
Aren't the trolls busily? Aren't the robo trolls busily hunting the real trolls?
They were not given commands to run after them, so no, they have stayed here.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
No, actually,
So-
okay. So Caspian's gonna look at Magpie. Hypothetically, how likely do you think a good idea if I asked it to make say quite the bombs? Hypothetically. Hypothetically. I'm feeling there's
Huh?
this passive silence.
I mean, it could probably make bombs. I would be
I mean-
surprised if it couldn't.
Okay, so we want this to not happen again with us, right? Right.
We're just supposed to get this cube to that hut down there for the Enclave to pick it up again. We do not have to bomb anything more.
But
We've already done so.
But hear me out. hear me out. They can take it as a sign. Hear me out.
Listening.
We bombed their base of we bombed this place. So
Why would we bomb this place? This
bombed it.
isn't
Let me
where
get
they're.
hear me out.
This isn't where they live. This is like they just. I mean, I'm just assuming it, but this is they probably just took this place because it was conveniently big enough.
And a
Fine, you're
good sense of raw materials.
right.
Yeah.
No, I have an even better idea. How to make an elite reference. I think I've helped for this.
Can
So-
I order the robo trolls to put the machine into the sleigh?
Oh, yes. They pick up the cube at your command and place it into the spot designed for it to rest in.
Right.
Do you think I can ask the cube something? Or is it off the machine as I can't? I just need to know this for the record.
What is it you're asking?
I'm still able to ask stuff off the cube, right?
It is
Off
still
the machine,
responding
right?
to commands, yes.
Yeah.
Are you asking for something, or do you just want to know that you could?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what are
Yes,
you
I
asking
am.
for?
5,000 cigarettes. That's a reference to something. I swear. I put it in the VC chat. That's a complete reference. That's all I want to do.
Understood. Strangely enough, it produces them, no problem.
Alright.
Well, now you finished playing around, can
Okay, let's go. Okay, I'm passing.
Turning
Let's go.
to the robot trolls. Could you take your places in the sleigh? Like at the harnesses?
They
Harness
step
yourselves
in. In fact, the sleigh also has 3 seats for the 3 of you.
Yep.
So,
Can we get the 5,000 cigarettes? The 5,000
Okay.
cigarettes on there?
yes, there's room for that. No problem.
Yeah. Okay,
And-
let's go look at the other two. we're about to introduce HQ to a whole lot of nicotine.
I don't.
I think the attendants need it looking at the one we interact with.
I don't think we
You
can take the stuff with us. That's not
the
how the
the
missions
normal
work.
rules of Enclave transport still apply.
Yeah, no. No, we just leave it there, though. Then they'll have to...
So
Sure. Anyway.
they you discover that travel by Robotroll is incredibly speedy, and in practically no time at all, you are at the rendezvous point. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the Robotrolls take up a guard position around the cube, and the three of you feel your badges ping.
Yay!
Alright. Mission successful.
Any actions before port out?
I'll tell the trolls. Good job. Rest easy. Do good work.
They do that kind of a salute where they like hit their chest, and you just hear this clong like a bell. Uh,
You see any villagers? Help them.
they nod.
Should be enough of a compensation for losing all this stuff that they've been given. Hopefully.
I mean, they still have like so much of that random stuff in the
Mhm.
mayor's office.
Yeah,
Oh, dear.
they're gonna be good.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't asked to retrieve the things that were made. We were just asked
Yeah.
to
I'm
take this
just saying
back.
that
Well, I mean,
that,
Mhm.
that alone is probably enough compensation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else, or does Magpie ping out?
I'll just well, how did you find your first adventure, Caspian?
It was something. I will say that. I don't really know how else to word there. I'll be honest with you. I didn't think a bomb would work, but whoop-de-doo.
Sometimes you just have to make a fireball, and sometimes it's an improvised one.
There you go.
Sometimes you just gotta commit an arson. I think that's just a normal thing with what I do at this point.
As the old saying goes, sometimes you have to fight tin soldiers with fire. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that, right? Anyway, um, Caspian, any actions before ping out?
Um, he's gonna just words. Yes, he's like gonna look at them. Well, this has been something. It was a pleasure working with you both.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same
he
with
tips,
you.
he
Okay.
tips his hat, and then he pings out.
Very good. Leaving behind 5,000 cigarettes on the floor.
Absolutely, absolutely. 5,000.
Valentine, any last actions before ping out?
Just taking a deep breath after the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess it's time to go. Didn't get to screw over that one troll, but whatever. He'll be very screwed over if he ever decides to drink that. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then ping out.
Very good. And Magpie, anything else before you ping out?
Well, I look at these 5,000 cigarettes. Grief. Shakes her head, thinking these things are bad for people. River trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Find a place to bury these things, compost them very far into the forest, so that in a place where no one else is likely to discover them.
One of them goes lumbering off with all 5,000 clutched in one giant palm.
Thank you.
Yes.
And I thought, Railroad trolls, It's been a pleasure working with you. And then I'll ping out.
All right. Mission successful. Very
Yeah.
good, all of you. So, any questions about the mission in general or any calls I made?
No, no, not for me. I mean, I'm still not very good at using my abilities.
Oh, you did fine. Your fork in the roads were quite useful.
This was very fun playing Witchfinder for the
Mhm.
first time.
Yep. Your cloud of suspicion. You turned Hans, which got you some interesting information. I like Jules's use of the by the wayside to get you through the fog and the rest of it. Your fork in the road's also quite good. But pretty much with Valentine, we just leaned into that 5 luck. And
Yep.
it came in
I'm
clutch
very
in
glad.
many places. So,
Absolutely. I'm very glad you took that into account. Like also just passively. Just oh yeah, stuff just
mhm.
happens.
Wow, that strange thing you said was the password. What are the odds? You know.
I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and quote so much from this.
Yeah. I
Just
was
sit down and do
considering
that.
like I was considering if given the setting she's in, like
Mhm.
it would even make sense for her to
Mhm.
know that. But then also again, she's probably read like at least a book about the mission preparation of this. So
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is, the kind of the point of this is that a lot of these are just pervasive throughout Manifold. You would have come across it
yeah,
somewhere, you know.
yeah.
So, well, anyway, great fun. Glad you all enjoyed yourselves. You made me laugh a lot. I
Absolutely.
can't think of a better thing from a game, quite frankly. Um, and So, for all the watchers and listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this strange journey. On behalf of Jules, Ori, Roberta, and myself, thank you for joining us for Enclave Saves Christmas Mission 2. Last thing before we sign off, you guys got to give this session a name.
Can I pitch political power grab? Because this is what it looks like half the time.
How about the
I,
ho 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 heist?
Yes, I love that.
The Ho 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 Heist it is.
Yes.
yeah. Ho ho ho. Yeah.
I
That's
don't
a
think we're
fun
going to
one.
beat that one. So let it be written,
No,
so let it be done. Okay.
I had I had a suggestion, but that one is way better.
Very good,
My
very
suggestion
good.
was just gonna be random bullshit go,
Yeah,
because there was part of it.
I'm going to say accurate, but not necessarily what you'd pick it out of a list.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Like the
so
ho 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 heist is way better.
very good, very
Absolutely.
good. Hope we all see you for mission 3. And until later, be well, my friends.